keeping rolling to his right. Wants to look down.
He did not make it. He didn't make it. We held him. Unbelievable.
Gets to the ball. He's got him in.
He got it.
He's got him in the middle.
Touchdown!
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 We win!
Touchdown!
And good evening and welcome to Titusville Rocket football on a Thursday night. Tonight the Rockets are on the road to take on the Mercyhurst Prep Lakers. And our coverage of Titusville Rocket football this season is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, by Oil Creek Plastics, by Interstate Pipe and Supply, by Larry's Auto Service, by TrueValue Hardware, by Armstrong, by Anderson Physical Therapy, by the Titusville Dairy Products Company, by the Meadville Medical Center, Titusville Area Hospital, by Joe Taylor Ford, by the Barking Lot, by Community Connect Federal Credit Union, by the Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, by Homerwood, by Clifford's Carpets and Waterbeds, by Vanderhoff Heating and Air Conditioning, by Family Video, and by Corky's Pizza and Subs. Well, it's a beautiful night for football. Week 4 starts early, a Thursday night, and the Rockets are taking on the Mercyhurst Prep Lakers. We are here at Erie Veterans Memorial Stadium. It is the 2-1 Rockets and the 3-0 Lakers. And we welcome our broadcast crew here tonight. Play-by-play Jim Bodemer, color commentator Steve Bodemer. Wireless mic tonight is Bill McCrillis. Adam Bodemer, our camera operator. I'm Luke Rio. Thank you so much for joining us. And guys, welcome to tonight's Thursday night broadcast.
Well, I'm not too sure I can work on Thursday night. I'm not used to this.
It throws my schedule off. I'm just not too sure.
Hey, we got a good ball game tonight. This should be a good one. Mercyhurst Prep is the perennial favorite to win Region 6, and probably Steve to show up at the district finals against Sharon. Sharon's got a loaded team coming back this year. But Prep has a good ball club. They're 3-0, as Luke said. But Titusville comes in 2-1. And if we can put a game together like we did last week, Mercyhurst Prep could have themselves their hands full tonight.
Yeah, they could have their hands full tonight. And Titusville's first problem that they've got to overcome is they got to believe that they can play with this football team. Titusville's first half of their last ball game, probably the best half of football they've played so far this year. If we can get two halves out of Titusville like we did the one half tonight, Mercyhurst will have some trouble. Titusville hit well. They were very physical, and they executed things pretty well on both sides of the ball. So if Titusville can do that for a full ball game, this is going to be a really good football game.
Mercyhurst Prep comes in with the running backs from last year, and one was 1,700 yards, one was just a little bit under that. Both of them are back this year. Strong runners, big line up front. So it's going to go right back to what we always talk about, the battle in the trenches, and that's going to be a real big key tonight.
It is going to be a big key, and it's going to test Titusville's offensive and defensive lines tonight. This will be the best football team they'll face in their schedule, without a question. And up front, they're big. They look to be pretty good size, strength. So Titusville's going to have to fire off the ball offensively, get into them, try to move them, at least open up some gaps and get that running game going. If we get Parker Harvey running and control the ball, you have a much better chance of winning this football game, but that's going to be the crucial part of it, is can we get control of the ball.
We look at the schedule that Mercyhurst Prep has come through first. They had Meadville, opened up with Meadville, and then they had Corey and Girard are their 3 wins. All 3 of those schools are struggling right now. I think Girard at the best record, I think they're 2-2 or something like that this year. Titusville coming in at 2-1. Having played so well last week, could be the best team that they faced so far this year, if you said Titusville comes in believing.
If Titusville comes in believing and plays like they did the first half in particular of last week, this will be the best football team that they'll have faced this year. They are untested. That could work to Titusville's advantage.
It very much could. Big ball game, 3-0 Mercyhurst Prep entertaining our Titusville Rockets at 2-1. How will it come out? Well, stick around. We got 4 quarters of really good high school football coming to you from Erie, Pennsylvania. We'll be back. We had a chance to talk, Luke did, with our coach. He's got a few comments about tonight's ball game. We're going to bring that to you. A whole lot more here in our pregame show, so stay with us.
This is the Larry's Auto Service Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show. Our sit down with Coach Baldwin's coming up next.
Are you moving at the speed of business? File transfers, multiple locations, video chat. Companies these days are using more data than ever, and it's got to be fast. With gigabit internet from Armstrong Business Solutions, you can keep up with the pack no matter what size your company is. We can provide your business a reliable connection to our advanced fiber optic network with speeds from 100 megs up to 10 gigs per second. Get your business in the fast lane. Armstrong Business Solutions. Your business is our business.
Community Connect Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit, member-owned financial institution, and becoming a member is pretty easy. Stop in, call, or visit our website at communityconnectfcu.com and click Join to get started. Ask about our money market accounts, low-interest loans on new and used vehicles, or start saving for the holidays with a Christmas Club account. Visit us today to get started. We're Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street, Titusville. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home is dedicated to providing the highest level of service to Titusville and surrounding communities. Our family and staff continues the tradition started by Gordon B. Garrett in 1965, treating our clients with care and respect. Since then, we have grown, now in our third generation and in 2 locations, 303 North Washington Street and 203 East Main Street, Titusville. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, a history of tradition and commitment to excellence. And welcome back to the Rocket pregame show. I'm Luke Rio, and joining me is head coach of the Titusville Rockets, Brian Baldwin. Coach,
hey.
Nice win for week 3.
It was good. It was good.
You know, a lot of times, let's go back 2 weeks against Northeast. Obviously, that second half was difficult defensively.
Yes.
And a lot of coaches the week after that will say, oh, yeah, we really worked on that. We tweaked some things, and you'll be surprised coming out of week 3. or week 4. Some of those differences you think, okay, it'll be subtle.
Right.
It was night and day from week 2 to week 3.
It was, you know, I put it all on the kids in the preparation they had throughout the week. We stayed with the game plan. We really didn't change anything. They just upped their level, and they brought it. They brought it Friday night.
Talk about just the level of impact, so to speak, defensively that you want these kids to have on these opponents of yours. Because, again, night and day from week 3 to week 4.
Right. Well, you know, we went to the hawk tackling, and that's just wrapping up and bringing them down. And in week 2 against Northeast, we were all up top and trying to tackle high. And then we just started concentrating on eyes through the thighs. And, you know, it's great. It would be great to get a shutout every week. But we just, you know, we want to get them into 3 and outs and getting the ball back to the offense. And that's kind of what we expect from the defense.
What surprised you defensively outside of the way they performed last week?
The goal line stand, that was, I mean, that's amazing. You can't get much more exciting than having a goal line stand. That stands out pretty much, the big thing, you know.
And a few picks?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Two picks. Or we had 3 turnovers. We got Laird Stover did a good job. He, you know, ran that one back and fumbled it back to him. But you know, I had to check because the ball was on the outside. He's running to the sideline, just got it popped out. But he was able to come in at the end and seal the game off with a pick. And I felt good for Laird.
Yeah, and talk about just what kind of an impact that has on a kid. I mean, you take the ball, then you fumble it. Mentally, you could have probably checked out at that point,
right.
But he didn't. He came right back and still continued to play hard. And then, as you said at the end, did it again.
Yep. And I think one thing that helped that out is he had such a long return that it put him back deep again, and it took more time off the clock. And, you know, but he was resilient and able to rebound from the minor mistakes. So, you know, he did well.
Third quarter, a little bit of a lull, I think. Cochranton, I think, tried to find some opportunities. But, again, defensively, you held your ground. What sort of things did you see in that third quarter that you thought, okay, we're going to have to address this week?
Well, we had a couple blown coverages third quarter, left some wide open receivers. But, you know, we get so much pressure on the quarterback and he's running around, you know, you hear, you know, you're lucky they didn't complete the pass. Well, is it luck or did he just have enough pressure that he wasn't able to complete the pass? So, but coverage is we're shoring up for this week and worked on. So
offensively, what did you see that you really liked last week?
Oh, hammering the ball. The second quarter was, 95 yards and I think almost 9 minutes. And
talk about that drive.
Yeah,
I mean, that was quite a.
That's what we want to do. We want to hammer the ball, and put it on the offensive line. And Parker Harvey run like a madman. I mean, he just was like a man possessed and just kept churning the legs and going. And we would, even with I'll call it a broken play where we get like 0 or 1 yards, we just come back the next one, we get 5, and then break it and keep going. The one thing offensively that I was very happy was finally connected with our pass game. We hit the big pass to Landon Palma, but also Boaz was 4 or 5. Now the one he threw back to the center of the field got picked again. But
you'll have that.
It's coming along. It's
right.
coming along, and it felt good. I felt good for them guys to get that big pass play.
And you mentioned Palma. What a grab. I mean, that pass to him, it was so smooth, reached out, pulled that in, and took off.
I nicknamed him the playmaker. And it just, when he's got the ball in his hands, he makes little moves here and there, and then he's got the speed to turn it on, and he just seems to make the plays.
Yeah, he does. So. And last year it was against Mercyhurst Prep where he got hit pretty hard, but he bounced right
back up.
Yeah,
he's a tough kid. Yep, and it takes. I don't think I've ever seen him, take something that he wasn't able to bounce up from. So,
Now this week, Thursday night game, so that shortens your practice week. A lot of major adjustments this week, or did the kids find the routine?
I think by the end of the practice yesterday, we found a routine. There weren't bad practices. It makes it hard because we're used to having our Mondays to walk through and teach and go over the game plan and stuff, and we kind of had to incorporate that with the live going at it, going full go. So it put a little bit of stress on it, but I think the kids are ready to go.
We'll find out tomorrow night.
Yes,
Mercyhurst Prep, how do you prep for them?
Well, they're tough. They're at the top, and that's where we want to be. They have 2 good running backs, Barnes and the Elsley kid, and they're going to try to run the ball. And they got the big offensive line, and they can move. So we got to be in position. If we're not in position defensively, they can hurt us. Offensively, you look at their film, and I think there's room to run and stuff. But we have to take advantage of every opportunity we have to be able to beat a team like Mercyhurst Prep.
When you're coming off a game against Scarpington there in week 3 compared to week 2 against Northeast, probably a much better situation for you mentally that these kids know that they can control a game.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, by far, I think after the Northeast game, we had some guys were questioning themselves a little bit. Maybe not really questioning, but, there was maybe some doubts in their head. But again, put it right back on the week of preparation. If they have a good week of preparation, they come out and there was no doubt where they can be defensively and stuff.
You got 2 weeks on the road, and we don't want to get too far ahead, but that's, the kids got to prep for that. And then you come back to homecoming. So there's another situation where mentally you got to get these kids' attention and ready to go. And again, not to get too far, getting back to this week with Mercyhurst Prep, again, these guys got to come in with an attitude that they can do this, and
they got to believe in themselves. We talk to them all the time, and I'll preach one team, one unit. You got to want to play for the brothers on the team, your guys on the team, your friends on the team, the guys with you, and if they believe in themselves and they give that much effort, only good things will come out of it.
Well, and I think you're seeing that on the field where guys are doing things for the other guys, and it's really working out for you.
Oh yeah, it's from the get-go. That was my plan. That was my vision for the team, and to see these guys take it and finally run with it. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. All right. Will Le'Veon Bell join you in week 10?
No. I don't have enough money for him.
Coach, best of luck here against Mercyhurst Prep.
Thank you.
Great to see you.
Thank you.
Rocket pregame show will continue right after this.
The Intensive Transitional Care Program at Titusville Area Hospital is a patient-centered, high-quality program for hospitalized patients recovering from illness or surgery who may no longer need to be in a traditional hospital setting but are not yet ready to return home. Regain your independence. Choose the Intensive Transitional Care Program at Titusville Area Hospital, where a high level of care, safety, and satisfaction is our top priority. Visit TitusvilleHospital.org for more information. Titusville Area Hospital, more than a hospital.
Interstate Pipe and Supply is proud to announce their celebration of 50 years in business. Holding true to their motto, service means business, they offer a full knowledgeable staff, full fleet of trucks, and large product offering. They are not just a plumbing location, but a one-stop shop assisting homeowners and contractors quickly and efficiently. They have been a primary pipe supplier in Titusville for 40-plus years. Good luck to the Titusville Rockets this year, and thank you for making Interstate Titusville's premier pipe supplier.
Oil Creek Plastics, the industry leader in polyethylene pipe, is proud to be a part of the Titusville community and a proud sponsor of Titusville High School athletics. Located off Route 27 in East Titusville, Oil Creek Plastics has been a vested part of the Titusville community for 28 years. At Oil Creek Plastics, we take pride in supporting our community and are thrilled to bring instant and slow motion replay to the stream's Titusville Rocket sports broadcasts. In Titusville and here to stay, Oil Creek Plastics. Best of luck to the Titusville Rockets.
And welcome back to the Larry's Auto Service, Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show. And there's the backs of Steve and Jim working hard here today. There's the field. Guys, it's a nice night.
Hey, it is a very nice night. You know, the past 3 years we have lucked out, Steve, with we've only had like 1 or 2 at the most rain.
Yes.
Games. And again tonight, it's just really nice. The field's really nice down here. Bill McCrillis is sitting down there not paying attention to us, so I don't know what he's doing. It's 73 degrees here in Erie at game time. And, thunderstorms?
Well, there's a chance of some isolated thunderstorms.
Let me clarify that. I was on the Weather Channel because, of course, we're all following Florence. And first of all, let's say good luck to you people that are in the path of that storm. And take care of yourselves. If you've decided to stay, batten down the hatches. You're in for a big one. But yeah, it's only about 20% chance of rain up here for us tonight.
Hopefully it'll stay like this, and I expect that it probably will. And both teams have gone off the field to their respective layers, and they are going to get their last-minute instruction. Bill, you're down there in the field. I have to get his headset on there. Bill, you can hear me now, I guess. You find this field is artificial turf, but it looks pretty nice down there.
Yeah, it is.
We're on a 7-second delay, obviously, tonight.
Well, it's 40 or 56 yards across the field, or whatever that number is.
It just takes a little bit of time.
Takes a little time.
So, Bill, you were going to bring up some field conditions for us?
Yeah, I just want to tell Jim that the field does need mowed.
Okay, well, you see if you can get that done.
No, but the 50-yard line is still here. We're good to go. Yeah, the field looks really nice. I don't know how much nicer you can get artificial turf, but this is really nice.
Well, they just put this in a few years back, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think so. They used to have, they were one of the first places up this way to have artificial turf, and that was back when my oldest boy, Mark, played. He came up here as a sophomore and played, and that was that old AstroTurf, right. And that would you would come home with rug burns after a game on that artificial turf. This is more like grass, so it's a much better surface.
I still, when they're tackled, I just run my feet across it, and you can still get the black plastic stuff up underneath it there.
Yeah, I think they all have that. But,
yeah, it's not too bad though, really.
Yeah, nice looking surface, large area. So you won't hear a lot of crowd noise tonight, folks, because of the size of this stadium. Wireless Mike brought to you tonight by Titusville Dairy Products Company and Farmhouse Barbecue. We appreciate them bringing you the Wireless Mike. With Bill down in the field, we'll have a lot more from him as the game goes along. Waiting for both teams to come out. The captains have met. They've been a toss of the coin. We'll have the simulated toss, and Bill will be out there to get that information for us when the teams all come back. I see Titusville now coming out of the locker room, so it won't be too long, folks. Kickoff about 5 minutes away. Titusville Rockets visiting the Mercyhurst Laker Prep. Mercyhurst Prep Lakers. Something
Larry's
like that.
Auto Service, Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning.
Whoever said it's only a dog never loved a dog. Our philosophy is simple. We treat every dog as if it were our own, and believe us, we spoil our dogs. When dogs are comfortable, they're happy. The Barking Lot in Titusville is ready to make your dog happy by offering grooming services, daycare, and boarding. Call today to schedule an appointment, or better yet, stop in and discover a stranger, crazier, quirkier group of dog lovers at the Barking Lot in Titusville.
So, State Farm will be here to help protect our home?
Of course.
What about here?
Yep. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Here?
Mm-hmm.
Who puts tinfoil in the microwave?
Here? Here? Here?
Feels a little awkward.
A little. Here?
You too.
So cold.
Mm-hmm. Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
It's Joe Taylor Ford's 17th anniversary, and we are celebrating all month long. Get 0% APR for 72 months, plus 1,000 Ford credit bonus cash on a new 2018 Ford Escape, Edge, and Explorer. Or get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 2,800 additional savings off MSRP on a new 2018 Ford F-150 Super Crew XLT with 2.7-liter V6 EcoBoost. Make sure you take advantage of Joe Taylor Ford's top-of-the-line lifetime warranty on all new cars. See Joe Taylor. Thank you for 17 great years.
And welcome back to the Larry's Auto Service Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show here from Erie Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Rockets and the Lakers. And Jim and Steve.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a reminder that District 10. As I said, the Thompson Rockets are down on the field. We're waiting for the Mercyhurst Prep Lakers to come down. So played last year, wasn't a very good outcome. Final score was 52-7, Steve. So I hope we can turn things around tonight.
Well, the first thing you got to change is that second one. That's a 575 yards for the Lakers to 28 for the Rockets. 199 passing to 35. That's not real good. Rushing yards, we were -7 yards rushing last year. We've got to do a much better job if we have any chance of winning this ball game tonight. Obviously, we can't rush for a -7 and win a football game. Looking ahead on our schedule for the Rockets, here we are today with the Mercyhurst Prep. We have Corey coming up. That'll be at Corey. They are 1-2 in the season so far. And then it's a team that I think is going to be very interesting to watch. Our Week 6, that's Slippery Rock. They're at home at Carter Field with us, but they are 3-0 as well. And that's going to be a pretty good ball game. They've played a couple of teams. Of course, their region fight will be with Grove City. And then Week 7, we go to Harbor Creek. Harbor Creek right now tied with the Rockets at a 2-1 record. So you've got a good bunch of games coming up for the Rockets here in the next 3-4 weeks.
And you bring up Slippery Rock. It's also homecoming, which is great for the community, but also a distraction for the players.
It's one of those things where I think it becomes, as you grow older, and when I say that, I think it's a distraction for freshmen. I think it's a distraction, a little bit of a distraction for sophomores. But by the time you get to be a junior and a senior, it should be pretty much routine. There shouldn't be too much to it. You know that when you go to Carter Field for practice and you button it up, it's football time. And you concentrate on football. So homecoming, I think, could be a big boost, and I think the Slippery Rock football team is probably a pretty good football team. It's going to be a good ball game for homecoming.
Well, we know this. The Rockets will win.
Yes, we do. That's the one fact we can declare.
Well, you don't know that.
Could be a tie.
Could be a tie.
I saw a game last weekend to come out a tie.
That wasn't a game.
No.
That was
and we kid.
Nothing to Fred Bloom.
Fred Bloom was in the booth with us, but we kid. I hope he's not bragging too much because Pittsburgh did everything, and I mean literally everything they could do to give the game away, and Cleveland still refused to take it.
Yeah, including missing a 42-yard field goal. So
6 turnovers. 140 yards and penalties.
Yeah, here, have a game.
Just a friendly game.
Just a friendly game. Mercyhurst has come down out of the locker room, and they're about to come out onto the field, so we're not too far away from kickoff. Hey, here's a question for you, Steve. Are we going to break, Luke, or are we okay here?
We need to take one more. You tell me when.
Go ahead. Let's take it now, and I'll have a question for Steve when we come back about the delay.
All right. This is the Larry's Auto Service Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show. We've got kickoff, the coin toss, and the start of this ball game coming up. Nothing says community more than local sports. Cheering on our favorite teams while our young athletes learn about hard work, teamwork, and building character. At Homerwood, community begins with our employees. Those same traits we look for in our athletes are the same characteristics we look for in our employees. and it shows in the quality of our products that we're proud to stand behind and on. From our employees and their families, we say thank you for making us part of your community. Go Rockets!
Hospital partners, Meadville Medical Center and Titusville Area Hospital together provide a continuum of high-quality care across Crawford County. Both create the ultimate patient experience. Every patient, every time. Meadville Medical Center and Titusville Area Hospital are more than a hospital. We are a hospital partner, a community partner, a family partner, and a health partner.
Fall and football go hand in hand, just like yards and the products made by Steel. At Titusville TrueValue, we offer a full selection of Steel chainsaws, pole saws, leaf blowers, weed eaters, and hedge trimmers to prepare your yard for fun this fall. So get the full lineup of Steel's equipment so the chores are out of the way so you can go out to play. Steel, available now at your Titusville TrueValue. Behind every good project is your Titusville TrueValue. Anderson Physical Therapy is committed to your long-term health and well-being. With certified licensed therapists, Anderson's can provide therapy for all your rehabilitation needs. With offices located at 202 Union Street in Titusville and 118 Main Street, Tityute, Anderson looks forward to opening their new location in Cambridge Springs, making it convenient for you to get back to doing the things you enjoy. So stay on top of your game with Anderson Physical Therapy, with convenient locations in Northwest Pennsylvania and online 24/7 at andersonphysicaltherapy.net.
Welcome to Titusville Area School District's presentation of Titusville Rocket Sports on the Stream.
Defensive lineman, a 6'2 junior, number 50.
You chose to receive. You chose to defend that goal. White, could you stand over there? Black, stand with me.
6'6 senior, number 45, Ben Gould.
There you go, guys. We're all set to kick this ball game off.
Mercyhurst will be receiving. Titus will be defending the goal to the south. Students check that goal to the north here at Veterans Stadium, and we'll see what's going to happen here in this ball game in just a few minutes as they are introducing the starting lineups for Mercyhurst Prep. Steve, one of the things I was going to ask you about before break, Titus will come down on the field. There was about 5 minutes left running on the clock before kickoff. Mercyhurst came down after the clock had stopped and set up the 12 minutes. So I'm saying between 5 and 6 minutes. Does that affect the ball club any? You have to stand and wait for the other team to come down. Is that a strategy, or is that just the way things work out?
It could be a strategy, but it's probably more or less the way things worked out. The locker rooms get warned by the officials 2 minutes. And he may have had a little bit more to say. I don't think it affects anybody all that much.
Well, we'll find out as Titus is going to have to do the kicking, and we'll see what Titus is going to do defensively against some of these strong running backs and big offensive line of the Mercyhurst Prep.
And that officially wraps up our Larry's Auto Service Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show, guys. Big thanks to all our sponsors this season. And now we'll take part in the national anthem. for high school football starts on a Thursday. The Rockets and the Lakers. Adam Bodemer, our camera operator. Bill McCrillis on the wireless mic tonight. Jim and Steve will call the game. I'm Luke Rio. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday evening. It is a beautiful night here in Erie, and we are at Erie Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Hey, Steve, one of the players that Mercyhurst has at their line, Dylan Schley, number 57. I want to keep an eye on him. 6'4", 295. I've been reading some material about the young man. Supposedly has a little bit of a future. He's a junior guard and defensive tackle listed here in our program. And we'll watch him a little bit tonight from offensive defensive standpoints for Mercyhurst Prep. That's one of the things that's fun about high school football. You go around and see these teams play, and you know the good ball players. You pick them out as we watch the games. Of course, a lot of the pre-game hype that the media puts into this too, but you get to see some of these kids and follow them through into their college careers a lot of times. So I've always enjoyed that over the years.
Well, it is fun to watch these kids in high school, and that's get a good idea of what kids look like that maybe possibly could play at the next level. I know Mercyhurst Prep, they sent one if not two kids off of last year's squad that graduated. I know they're playing college football. They probably got many more than that, but that's one of the things that's interesting to watch in high school football.
Nick Wright going to tee it up for Titusville. Back deep is Barnes. I can't see the gentleman on the far side. They're standing back about their own 10-yard line, and we're set to get this game underway from Veterans Stadium in Erie, Pennsylvania. Kick is going to go down into the middle. It's going to be taken by Barnes at about the 3-yard line. Straight up the middle, across the 20 to the 25, breaks through the 30, and out to the 35, and he's brought down at about the 37-yard line. Pretty good return there for Khalil Barnes, one of the leading rushers from last year, 173-pound running back.
But that's one of the nice things about a kick returner and a punt returner. He did what he should have done other than let the ball bounce. He just ran straight ahead. He found a little bit of an opening in the middle of the Rocket kick coverage team, allowed him to get over to the 35 to the 36, and it's just straight ahead running. Good job by Titusville. We just got to be attacking just a little bit more, but we'll see more of this Barnes as he's going to be running the ball a lot tonight.
Heisey comes wide to the left, and Montefiore to the right for the Lakers. The ball's given up to the big tailback coming across the middle, right out to the 40. Pick up about 5 on the play, and I believe that will be Halsley, Zach Halsley. Is that correct?
That's Zach Halsley.
Yes, got that one right.
That's a name you guys have been calling for a couple years now.
Yeah, this is Halsley and Mack will be the two featured, or Barnes, excuse me. Barnes will be the two featured backs on their ground game here. That was Riley Corcoran coming in to make the stop. We're loading the box. We're going to try to make them throw the ball if we can.
Wideouts on each side for Mercyhurst. Off to the tailback once again, straight ahead across. Fumble, and Mercyhurst got it. Boy, it was a break we could have used. Good hit in there by Titusville. It looked like, I'm going to say Nosco or
I think Nosco came in. I think Corcoran was there, but there was also Edwards there too. I don't know who managed to put the ball on the ground. Here comes Corcoran right across. He kind of strips the ball. Unfortunately, we couldn't land on it, but we get him in a 3rd and 5, so we've got him at decent down and distance if we can just hold here.
Nate Halls comes wide to the left. Montefiore goes wide right. Again, backs are split. Mike Crafty is at quarterback. On the snap, going to throw. Looking across the right side, has a man open for the first down at the 50 and brought down in Titusville territory at the 49. So the quick out picks up the first down.
That's Stover on the coverage. He's in good position here on the throw. This is just this is a pass play designed just to get you that 5 yards. The receiver runs just past the sticks, turns to the outside. It's a good throw and catch for a first down.
First down and 10 at the Titusville 49. 10:34 just underway. Montefiore comes wide left. Now we put a man in the slot right along with Nate Halsley wide right. Crafty to throw again, looking deep, no pressure, got a lot of time. Breaking out to the right side, now he's being chased and he's going to be brought down. Nice tackle, gang tackled over there on the far side, loss of a yard or two. Good pursuit by Titusville. Corcoran leading the way there.
Nice coverage by Titusville that time.
Yes, it was, Bill.
Nicholson on the tackle from the linebacker position, but you're going to look right about, as we wait right about here. He does have a man open deep. He's just not looking. Guy had gotten past our secondary, but by that time the pressure had caught up to him.
Jacobson with some good pursuit.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do now. You got him at 2nd and long. Let's see if we can hold this.
2nd down 14. Wideouts on both sides. Man in the wing left. Ball's given off the tailback. Straight ahead is Halsey. Oh, he's loose. 45 to 40 and brought down at the Titusville 42. Pick up of about 12 on the play. Zach Housley ran for about 1,700 yards last year for Mercyhurst. So he's a workhorse.
This here, they're just a straight handoff, and he's going to cut it to the right. They do a little bit of a trapping, and they get Corcoran coming in to try to make the stop on a trap block and opens up a hole for a big gain. 3rd down, 1 yard here.
Ball's right at the Titusville 40. First opening drive, Mercyhurst. Double wing set now. Single back. Pitch out comes to the left side. Halsey trying to get outside. He's at the 40, the 39. He's at the 35, run out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. Parker Harvey coming up and putting some pressure on.
You can see this is one of the concerns we had coming into this ball game with their ground game. Not just the fact that they want to run the ball, but their backs are pretty speedy. They've got some good speed here. Parker needs to get out there just a little bit quicker and hold on to something, but it doesn't have to drive them out of bounds. But we got to watch their speed to the outside.
Ball's at the Titusville 31, 8:58 to go here in the first quarter. Nate Halsey comes wide left. Montefiore goes wide to the right. We have a man in the slot left. Crafty wanting to throw. He's got a man going deep, and he's got into the end zone. Touchdown. He had Palmer beaten at about the 10-yard line, and you can see if the ball got there, he was going to be open.
And that's Halsey. That's their workhorse on offense, and he just lines up as a wideout to the left side. And he's matched up here man-on-man with Palma, and he just outruns him to the end zone. Palma does a nice job of trying to play catch-up here, just not quite there in time to knock the ball away. Touchdown for Mercyhurst Prep.
8:51 first quarter, 6-0 Prep, so they score in their first get-go. Ball down for the extra point kick is up, and will it make it? It just does. 8:51 first quarter, 7-0 Mercyhurst Prep. So not a really good start, Steve, for Titusville. Yet the tackling's been pretty good, but they're just getting beat at the line of scrimmage right now in the short stuff. And then of course that bomb there, that 40-yard touchdown pass.
Well, you had 2 plays there. You had them in 2nd and 15, 2nd and 14, and they break a run up the middle on you for 12, 13 yards and get you the down and distance that they want. And then they get a touchdown pass here. There'll be some adjustments made as Titusville coaches talk to the kids in between plays. They've talked to them already as the kickoff team comes out of here. But now the Titusville offense is going to get a chance. This is what they want to do here is establish your ground game. It won't be like Mercyhurst Prep. So everybody knows we're going to go 3, 4, 5 yards and be happy with that, kind of grind it down and keep the ball out of their offense's hand.
I don't have a number for this kickoff man. I don't 34. I have a number. I don't have a name. So we call him the kickoff man, I guess. Standing back about the 10 will be Palma and Corcoran. And then moving up about the 12-yard line as the ball is teed up.
Back knee for the Rockets, number 2, Landon Palma, and number 22, Riley Corcoran.
Get the whistle, and the kickoff is coming. It's a good kick coming down the left side, right side, taken by Palma at about the 7. He's up across the 15, the 20, out across the 25, out across the 30. Look out, he's loose. He's at midfield. Nobody's going to get him. Palma got a flag down. No, that's the tee. One man to chase and 10.
That's
5,
it, guys.
touchdown.
That's
it. 93 yards.
Here's the problem with Mercyhurst Prep is they come down the field. They kind of gather. Their directional kicking this out to the side. Everybody came to the side, and when they missed them initially, there's the missed tackle right there. You're done. Look at the wedge he has to come through. Now, down here to the right, you're going to miss it. You won't see it. Number 83 for the Rockets. He's got, right there, you see him coming into your picture now. He makes a block down about the 30-yard line, completely away from the play, but completely legal. That's their safety man. He took him out and allowed Palma to go all the way for the touchdown. Big play there for the Titusville Rockets.
Nick Wright will do the extra point attempt for Titusville. Big play. 90. I have that 93 yards. We took that in the 7, I believe.
93 yards.
93 yards. Snap, placement, kick is up. Kick is good. 8:36, first quarter action. Big return by Mr. Landon Palma. And Titusville ties this game 7-all.
Yeah, the young man I'm referring to is Jack Elon. You'll have to forgive me. I left my glasses at home.
Jack Elon.
Jack Elon.
Yeah. And he's away from it. He did. He had a nice ball game last week, but you don't see it. And if you're not paying attention for it, if you're not here at the game, you won't see it because it's not in our monitor because it's way away from the ball. And when I say that, we're running on our 30, 40-yard line. He's already made his block at this point, and the Mercyhurst safety man is on his back. He can't make a play now, and that allows Palmer to run. He didn't have to adjust his line of sight to the end zone. He outruns everybody else to the end zone. So that's a big block that nobody really gets to see. It makes an exciting play for the Titusville Rockets.
It's one of those plays when you're broadcasting, folks, and I apologize for it, so you're going to have to tune in and watch this to see that run, because I got to watch him, Palmer, and I could see this opening up, and I forgot to tell you what was going on. It got exciting to watch him go. This young man, we talk about him a lot. Landon is just a tough kid. What we keep talking about is we think Titusville doesn't have speed, but he outran everybody.
Yeah, he did. He outran everybody. And again, Mercyhurst Prep, a lot of their kick coverage team came to the near side of the field. You can't do that. You've got to stay in your lanes. Titusville had trouble with it in their first game. Mercyhurst here tonight on the first kickoff.
Did that add some excitement down to the sidelines, Bill?
Oh, yeah. This Rocket team is raring to go, boys, I'll tell you.
Wright's kick's going to go down the left side. It's going to be taken at the 10, out across the 15, the 20. Can't let him outside. He's at the 30, 35. Look out. 40, 45. Cutting back to the middle, across 50, and he's gone. 30, 25, 20. Oh, where's the flag?
That's showboating. That's showboating there.
The flag, my friends, was because as the ball carrier was going from the 10-yard line, turned and showed the ball to the Titusville defense. A little attitude, and that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And Titusville wasn't in bad position on this kickoff, on this coverage. Here, the ball's going to go to the far side of the field, and he's going to stay in the far side. They've got decent blocking, but we've got people there. You've got to shed blockers and get there. There's a line missing him. But here, we still have 2-3 guys there. You've got to get off blockers and make the tackle. Now here comes that's the part that's going to draw the flag. In high school football, you do that, they get a flag.
I think what's going to happen now, guys, they're going to take the penalty on the kickoff.
Yeah, it'll be assessed on the kickoff. The touchdown will still count. There, the replay from Oil Creek Plastics. The touchdown will count. A very rare thing you see here, back-to-back kickoff returns.
Didn't this happen to us last year up here also? There was an incident like that last year, I believe. A little bit of celebration about the 10 or 12-yard line.
Yeah, it did. He's now down at Penn State.
Oh, that was a hit on Palmer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a hit on Palmer. Yeah. So anyway, 90-yard return by Steve Smith. A little showboat at the 10-yard line is going to cost his team 15 as now they come out to get the extra point attempt. Surprised we let that get through. I thought we were going to get him around the 45 or 50, Bill, and then things just kind of opened up.
Yeah, we had a couple good shots at him there, but he was just, sidestepping like crazy.
Back-to-back 90-yard returns. That's exciting. Unfortunately for us, the second one was for Mercyhurst. High snap, ball's down, kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:19 left. A lot of action here in just the first 3 minutes of a ball game, Steve. Good drive by Mercyhurst. Titusville goes 92 yards. We kick off. They go 90 yards. And we're down by one touchdown, 14-7 with just a few minutes off the clock.
Well, it's really tough here for Titusville as we take a look at the Titusville return for a touchdown. You give up a touchdown on the opening drive. Then you get the kick return. You're right back in the ball game. Kick off to them, and they return it on you. So, your heads are kind of wondering, wait a minute, what's going on here? I'm almost under the perception that the first team that actually settles down might have the best chance at winning this ball game. A lot of mental mistakes being made right now. Kick coverage, we're there, but we're just not getting off of blocks.
Do you think they kicked the ball to Palmer this time?
It wouldn't surprise me. I think their coaches have probably yelled at him here, you stay in your lanes. So it wouldn't surprise me, but my guess is because he's a right-footed kicker, it's probably going to go to Palmer again. Titusville is going to get good field position, though, because of the penalty. He's going to have to kick off from his own 20?
Yep.
25, I guess it is.
25, I think.
His own 25. So Titusville should come out of this with decent field position.
Steve, where do you draw the line? Obviously, Prep is quite the team in this region and outside of this region. If you're the coach, are you upset that there's some showboating there? Are you talking to him?
If I'm a coach, I'll tell you what happened one time when I made a mistake playing football for Coach Crabb. He met me at the numbers and grabbed me by my face mask and escorted me to the sideline. I'd have met him at the hash. I'd put a stop to that real quick because in this game, it may not make a difference, but this is a close ball game in the first quarter.
And the kickoff is come down to Palma. He's going to take it at the 23-yard line, out across the 25, and now he's going to be hit and brought down at the 32-yard line. And that would be number 5, Barnes, coming up to make the hit for Mercyhurst. Titusville will have a first down and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Barnes did a nice job coming through there, knifing in there. You might want to see him break down a little bit. If he arm tackled Palma, got enough of him to take him off his feet, but if he doesn't, we've got that corner. Palma had some room to run again. So the special teams play right now on coverages anyway, not really what you're looking for.
First down and 10, Titusville. This would be their first offensive play of the game, even though it's 14-7. Wide to the right comes Larry Stover. Wide left goes Palma. Of course, we have a strong side left, tight end in left side for Titusville. And Parker Harvey at the tailback position. They're ganging up in the box on Harvey. Breaks to the outside. Can he get out there? He is. He's at the 35. He's at the 40. Look out. 45 midfield. 45, 40. Knocked out of bounds. 40-yard line in Mercyhurst.
Well, I'm going to tell you, from what I've seen so far, and granted, we still have 8 minutes in the first quarter. Mercyhurst Prep has a problem in tackling. We've seen a lot of arm tackles, and you won't bring Parker Harvey down with an arm tackle. There's one there. There's a second one there. Barnes ends up getting the angle on him to knock him out of bounds.
Barnes, I don't know who got the worst part of that one.
Well,
I think Barnes did.
I you know, we talked about this last week. Parker Harvey ran extremely hard. Took a couple of kids from Cochraton out of a ball game.
First down and 10, Titusville with the 41 of Mercyhurst. Signals on each side for Titusville. Now we put a man in motion. That'll be, and we had movement. Got a flag? Yeah. Yeah, we turned upfield. That's too bad because Parker had a little bit of room. Of course, they may have let up on the whistle, but it's going to cost Titusville 5 yards on motion.
We had a motion man coming across. I think that was Nosco coming across. He turned upfield just a little bit, but also the wide receiver down here at the bottom of the field. You'll see him go just a little bit early. So again, nerves by both teams, it looks like, here early on in this ball game. Titusville needs to settle down and just run your offense.
8:02 to go first quarter. 14-7. Mercyhurst on top. It's been fun so far. There's Stover wide right, Palma wide left. Once again, Harvey in the backfield. Single back for Titusville. And they're loading the box on him. It goes to Harvey. Harvey straight across. Inside the 45. Drives down to about the 43. Pick up about 3 on the play.
That's not a bad running play. This is our offensive line against their defensive line. And this is the plan of attack that Coach Baldwin has. You're just going to see, you can see there's everybody's right there. I'd like to see Titusville firing out a little bit more, driving some of the defensive linemen off the line of scrimmage, but we get 3 yards. Not a bad play.
Second down and 12 for Titusville. Singles on each side again. Stover on one side on the right and Palma on the left. In motion now. Goes to the motion man. It's given off to Parker Harvey, and he's being tripped up. In the backfield, he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, I believe.
That is Tate, I believe his name is, the linebacker for Mercyhurst Prep, shooting through the gap, making the tackle, but he loses his helmet, so he'll get to sit this play out. You're going to see we're trying to get out through there, and there's just one extra guy there that we don't have a blocker for, and he comes in and makes the tackle. This is, again, we're looking at a 11 guys within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. You can see they're daring Titusville to throw the ball.
Well, they want to be careful. Stover and Corcoran on the right side. LaRoque wants to throw. He's got a man deep, and it's going to be caught at the 31-yard line.
There's a flag.
And we have a flag down, roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer.
I don't think we had enough for the first down. That was Corcoran on the reception. That was a nice catch by Corcoran, Riley Corcoran. But it's going to be roughing the passer, Steve.
Here you're going to see the outside receiver. This is that crossing pattern we ran for a touchdown, but we're not quite in the same area there. We did, I almost thought maybe they were going to try to get us for a pick play on that, but Riley Corcoran does a nice job of coming back real quickly to catch the ball. Real close to the first down mark, but with the penalty, it should be a first down.
Hi, Nina.
We have somebody delivering pizza to you, Bill?
Bill's fan club travels.
Yeah, my fan club is with me tonight.
Oh, okay.
All 3 of them. And they're not my relatives.
Yeah, you had to pay them to come.
No, they got them in free.
So it is personal foul, roughing the passer, and that's going to take the ball inside the 30 down to the Is that the end of the run? Is that where they're marking it from?
Yeah, it's from the end of the play.
Oh, my goodness. It's an additional 15. I thought that would come back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, a couple big penalties here on this series, Steve. And
yeah, penalties will, penalties will haunt you. That's just, if you don't believe, so just ask the Steelers and look what happened to them Sunday with 140 yards of them.
So first down 10 Titusville now at the 17 of Mercyhurst. To Parker Harvey, break to the outside, gets a stiff arm, get out there, breaks tackle, he's at the 15, he's at the 10, he's at the 5, and knocked out of bounds at about the 3.
Oh, man, about 2 good stiff arms, guys, I'll tell you.
Yeah, pick up about 12 yards, I think, on that play. Would be first and goal, Titusville.
And again, we're seeing our feature back. It's Parker Harvey. He's going to do a nice job. There's nothing in the middle, so he cuts to the left. There's one face man, or one force and 2 missed tackles before another kid comes in to I don't have his number 9 for Mercyhurst. I don't have his number.
That's the gentleman who had the run back,
the run back, Smith. Knocks him out of bounds, but Titusville in business. We're in the red zone down to the 5.
First down and goal from the 5.
So maybe that showboating situation is a little more serious now.
Well, for one thing, it does for me as an athlete. I used to be at one time.
Oh.
Well, that's how I build myself anyway. It fires you up. If you're on the side, well, somebody had to write my press releases. If you're on the sideline and somebody does that to you,
you know what's worse?
It does fire you.
You want to know what's worse? What's worse is when you're trying to track him down. You're trying to run him down, and he starts doing that. Particularly if you're the closest guy to him. It makes you wish you had jetpack on your back. You could just fire it up and run him over. But
or it puts a number 9 in your head.
The next time he runs. And the next time you touch the ball, we'll make sure you want to see how football's played. And
say good morning to you.
That's kind of the thing that I'm hoping that happens here. Titusville by now should believe that we can play with these guys. They're not that tough. We can run with these guys. So hopefully we get a touchdown here.
Power I formation for Titusville. The ball goes to the second man through. That's, I believe, Nicholson.
He's driving, too.
He's driving inside the 5 to about the 3.
Hand off to Charles Nicholson.
Pick up a couple on the play, bring up second down and goal.
And that's tough skid in the middle there. You've got our offensive line and their defensive line. I didn't think he got much. We needed to get a little bit of push up front there. We just didn't quite get the push we needed.
5:54 to go, first quarter. Exciting first quarter, people. 14-7. Titusville threatening to tie it here. Stover goes wide left. Palmer will come wide to the right. Now the backs are going to be split as LaRoque goes under center. On the snap, it's given off to the tailback, cuts up the side, and he's down close to the 2-yard line, it appears. Good playoff tackle.
Yeah, here we're going to see Parker Harvey, which we don't get a chance to see much, but you're going to see Parker Harvey lead this play to the left. And I can't see the 88's the running back, and he does a nice job cutting up inside the block. That's a good block. Nice job by Titusville's offense. Gives them a 3rd and, 1 maybe?
3rd and 2, they have it marked.
Ball to 2-yard line.
I'm sure Coach now is thinking, what do we do if we don't make it here? Do we kick? Do we go again?
I'd go again.
Backs again split. Singles on both sides. LaRoque under center. It goes to Harvey. Harvey breaks across. Oh, he stopped. Good stop. Good hit in there. Smith up to make the stop. Barnes.
Barnes coming up. Number 8. Do you have him? I don't think I've got him on mine.
Well, we're checking 2 different programs. That would be
I don't have an
Poke.
8. Poke?
Yeah.
Poke comes in and makes the initial contact on him as he tries to bounce it here. Then Barnes comes in and turns him back.
Desmar Poke is a 195-pound junior, so a pretty good size of linebacker.
They're linebackers yet. Mercyhurst Prep's linebackers are very active. They like to flood holes. They like to fill gaps. So Titusville's offensive line's got to figure out how to combat that aspect of their game.
4th down and goal from the 3. Back split. Titusville under center. We're going to go for it. On the snap. Oh, tried to throw the pass, and it's fumble.
No, he threw it.
No, they're calling it a fumble.
Are you kidding me?
No, he tried to throw a pass and was hit just as he was releasing the ball. We'll have to look at the replay and see. They're calling it a fumble out to about the 10-yard line.
That's a big... Oh, yeah, it's a fumble. It's out before he puts it forward, but there's a mix-up in the backfield.
Yeah.
I think that's a new play that just wasn't executed very well. The running back and the quarterback on the play action fake actually run into each other.
Well, a good drive by Titusville Stalls at the 5-yard line. So it'll be first down 10 Lakers at their own 9-yard line.
Now they got Barnes playing tailback.
On the snap, low snap, it goes to Barnes. He's out across the 10, to the 12, now to the 15. Picks up about 5 on the play.
Good fill by Parker Harvey coming in from that monster free safety, strong safety type of position. As he sees the opening, you'll see him. There's the opening. He comes in and fills that hole, and it's a good thing he does because he's the last guy to be in that hole.
Khalil Barnes has some pretty good speed. We saw him from last year. Singles on each side now for Mercyhurst. Second down and 5. On the snap, it goes to him again, and he's out across the 20, close to the 20. Gets enough, I believe, for the first down, depending on the spot. And that will be, again, Barnes on the carry.
He's going to be short. They're going to mark him a yard short of
it looks like it.
About the 18.
Titusville was shooting a backer that play.
Yeah, Titusville's going to try to do the same type of thing that Mercyhurst Prep is. These are run blitzes. The inside backers are trying to guess the gap and try to get through. We almost got through on that one.
Halsey to the right. Montefiore to the left. Now they go on a power I. Check that. There's not. Quarterback is at tailback position. Oh, handoff is made and complete. Out to the 25, the 30. Look out, he's loose. 40, 50, hit the 45. And I don't think they're going to get him. That's Barnes down to the 20, 15, 10, 5 touchdown Lakers. Didn't get him in the first 10 yards, and once he gets through into our secondary, he had a free field, and he cut it to the right, took it to the zone.
Yeah,
I think we got a flag down out here.
I don't see one.
I don't see one.
Over here on the sideline, what is this yellow thing laying here? I don't know.
I don't see any flags.
I got something yellow laying back there.
There is one back there. You're right. By the 34-yard line, there's something yellow back there.
Sideline
warning.
Yeah. Warning the Titusville team to stay back behind the dreaded line.
Yeah, the only thing that bothered me on this touchdown run is you see 2 or 3 Rockets here trying to reach out with an arm. You can't arm tackle their running backs anymore. You can arm tackle ours.
Barnes is 6'1", 173 and 175. He's a big boy, senior. So 2:37 to go in the first quarter. It's now 20-7 as the Lakers tack on. Boy, what a big goal line stand for the Lakers before this drive.
Yeah, and you can see how a defensive play like that can turn a ball game. It can fire you up, and of course, giving up a 60-yard run doesn't help.
Set for the extra point. Again, we don't have the name of the kicker. Ball's down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 2:37 to go first quarter. It's 21-7. Mercyhurst on top of our Titusville Rockets. Good first quarter. Stay with us.
We're going to do the replay here. You see Barnes come through. There's one arm. There's 2 arms. Here's a third one coming in here. Laird Stover's reaching out. Now he's going to have trouble trying to catch him. Tries to trip him up here, and it's just speed. He's got more speed than we do, and just gets to the opening. That's the one thing in their ground attack that we cannot allow happen is to let their running backs get loose because we just will not be able to catch them.
So we're down 14, and right now the key is the goal line stand by the Lakers. As Titusville had a first and goal from the 5, was unable to put it in, and Mercyhurst took over at their own 10, and in 3 plays put 90 yards on the stats and picked up their 3rd touchdown.
What Titusville has to understand here coming into this now, you're down 2 scores here, but it's still the first quarter.
Absolutely.
You've got plenty of time. You just have to shore up your tackling again, get into the holes, maintain gap integrity, and then offensively you got to understand we can move the ball. We had the ball one time. We drove 50 yards down the field. We just didn't punch it in. You've got to capitalize on that. So, they should still be very positive on the sideline and on the field.
All set to go. We have Corcoran and Palma standing back at about their own 12-yard line. As the kick is going to come down, it's a good kick. It's going to be over the head of Corcoran. It's going to go into the end zone, and Titusville will take it out at the 25, first down and 10. That's a nice kick by the Lakers.
That's one way to make sure that
no run back.
There's no run back. It's kick the ball out of the end zone.
So Titusville put it in play, first down at 10 at their own 25, down 21-14 here in the first quarter. It's been an exciting first quarter, and if you're just tuning in and you happen to see this here, I say 21-14, you think they're getting blown out. It's not the case. Titusville's playing very well, and as Steve said, some missed tackles and unable to convert the first and goal from the 5.
And that's the thing that, you know, I noticed that on that goal line, so he's inside the 5-yard line. Titusville ran a very compact offense.
Yeah.
You brought everybody in. You may want to try to spread them out if you get down there again. Maybe open a gap that way.
Titusville comes out first down and 10. They have doubles to the left, single to the right. Baroque under center. Ball's given off to the tailback, driving straight ahead, and they're just ganging up on our tailbacks. Brought down by a host of Lakers, led by Steve Smith and a few others.
4 of them to be exact.
Yeah, no gain in the play.
Yeah, I think he's forcing, you know, Titusville is going to have to try to get the ball in the air. You've got to break this 9-10 man front that Mercyhurst Prep is throwing at you. It's just simply a math equation. They're putting more people in between the tackles than you have to block them.
Yeah.
So you're either got to try to get something quick to the outside, or you're going to have to try to get the ball in the air to make them move that defense back. Because right now they're all within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Doubles right for Titusville, single left. Baroque wanting to throw. He's got a man going deep if he can get loose, but he's going to be hit and dropped at the 15. Loss of about 5 on the play. Didn't really have much of a chance to get that pass away. We had a guy going deep, and I think he had his man beat, but Boaz didn't have a chance to really see him.
No, you're going to see this. He's going to come there. Outside linebacker comes in, and he's untouched. Somebody misread their blocking assignments, and then he just tucks the ball and tries to get outside, just not able to get there. And it puts us in a position you don't want to be against this defense. It's 3rd and 16.
1:13 to go, first quarter. 21-7. Excuse me, Mercyhurst. Titusville with a 3rd down and 15. The ball is at their own 14-yard line.
Wonder how tired. Lost him.
Probably extremely.
Your kicker. No. He just had a soccer game today.
Oh. Doubles left, single to the right for the Rockets. Baroque wants to fire it up. He's going to roll to his left, still rolling to his left. Has a man deep, and he comes up short. No, it's complete, but not enough for the first down. It's out to about the 19. A little wobbly. Larry Stover makes a good catch coming back to the ball, Steve, but not enough for the first down.
This is a play he's designed. He's looking to his right. Now, this is the little steps we've talked about him. You can see he's looking to his right, nothing there, so he turns to his left, rolls that way a little bit, but you got to step and throw. And he's just almost like hopping there. If he'd have stepped and thrown that and got into Laird Stover in the way it should be delivered to him, so he's in stride when he catches the ball, we get a first down, if not a little bit more there. A nice job by LaRoque, but we just got to get a little bit more zip on the ball.
First quarter is going to come to an end before the 4th down play for Titusville. 21-14, Mercyhurst on top of the Titusville Rockets. We'll be back with second quarter action right after these messages.
Anderson Physical Therapy is committed to your long-term health and well-being. With certified licensed therapists, Anderson's can provide therapy for all your rehabilitation needs. With offices located at 202 Union Street in Titusville and 118 Main Street, Ute, Anderson looks forward to opening their new location in Cambridge Springs, making it convenient for you to get back to doing the things you enjoy. So stay on top of your game with Anderson Physical Therapy, with convenient locations in Northwest Pennsylvania and online 24/7 at Anderson Physical Therapy. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home is dedicated to providing the highest level of service to Titusville and surrounding communities. Our family and staff continues the tradition started by Gordon B. Garrett in 1965, treating our clients with care and respect. Since then, we have grown, now in our 3rd generation and in 2 locations, 303 North Washington Street and 203 East Main Street, Titusville. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, a history of tradition and commitment to excellence.
21-7. Titusville down by 14. As Titusville going to go for it, 4th down, and the ball is at their own 29. Boy's a gamble by coach. Do we have a hard count? Under center on this 4th down play. And it looks like that's what he's going to do, and they're going to take a timeout. So he tried to go hard count, try to drive them off, draw them offside, and Mercyhurst stayed in their positions, and Titusville now will go to punt.
The only thing I disagree with on trying to do that is they already had a break, so you know their coaches are saying don't jump. Yeah. They're going to try to draw you offside if the offense comes out. He had a chance to warn his defense. If he didn't have a chance to call his defense over, you might get away with that. They might catch somebody antsy, but after he has a chance to talk to him a little bit, that normally will not work. Good discipline by the prep defense that nobody did jump. because you can get anxious when things start to go your way.
So Titus will come out now 4th down and 1 from the 29, and we'll see who's going to do the kicking. Should be Harvey.
You think it's worth the chance to go, what, 1 yard, guys?
No.
No, not in this position, I don't think.
It is going to be Parker Harvey coming back out at tailback. And they're going to go for it yet. They're going to put, they are. Titusville's still going to go for it. And 4th down and 1, and they put Harvey in the tailback position, and Titusville's going to gamble. It goes to Harvey, and he's hit and goes nowhere. I don't think he got it. In fact, he may have lost a yard. Big gamble by coach, and Titusville will turn the ball over at their own 28.
Yeah, they get a lot of penetration up front. Right now, our offensive line has got to wake up here. You see how we're coming off the ball, and everybody's going straight up. Last week in that first half, our offensive line didn't stand straight up and try to attack. They fired out at an angle, and right now there is no push up front with our offensive linemen.
Big break now for Mercyhurst on the gamble, but Titusville, they have a 1st down and 10 in a very short field for them at the Titusville 29. They'll send Montefiore to the left, and they have Halsey to the right. Put a man in motion left, low snap, pitch back goes to Halsey, Zach, and he drives across to the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up half a yard or so.
Looks like Nicholson from the linebacker position there to make a stop, along with a young man I don't think we've seen before, Sebastian Titus. Also in there. He trails the play from the defensive tackle position. That's why you don't give up when the play goes away from you.
No gain, 2nd down and 10. Again, receivers on each side split. Got a man in the slot right. They're going to throw the ball. Looking deep. Got a man going to the corner. Covered by Stover, but not enough. Pass is complete in the end zone. Touchdown. 29-yard touchdown pass. Crafty. And I didn't catch the number of the receiver.
21, I believe, is the receiver's number for.
Oh, that's Montefiore.
That's Montefiore. You're going to see to the right here. He makes a quick in move and then back to the outside and gets the step on Laird Stover, who normally is in better position than that.
That was a good ball.
Yeah, a well-thrown ball. We've seen him throw this pregame. He throws that ball well.
Looked like he was just throwing to a spot.
Yeah, he laid it right over his shoulder, right where it had to be. Extra point attempt. Waiting for the snap. High snap, but they get the place down and the kick is blocked.
No good.
So Titusville puts 3 to the left side, and they get through, Steve, and they block the kick. At 11:10 left in the first half, 27-7. Mercyhurst now on top of Titusville. So the gamble didn't pay for Titusville, and Mercyhurst took advantage of it and put 7 more on the board, 6 more on the board.
6 more on the board for the Lakers. I'm not sure I'd have done that, but I don't get paid to make that call. So Coach Baldwin, a little bit of a gamble here, coming off of what we're used to seeing with Coach Hancock. He would gamble an awful lot here. I'm not saying it was a bad gamble. I just worried about the field position if you didn't make it.
Yeah.
Offensively, you had that first drive, but after that we have struggled. And I think that Mercyhurst Prep so far is successful in making us have to put the ball in the air to get them out of the box.
Well, Prep's moving the ball pretty good, guys. I mean, up and down the field here. I don't know. I'm like you. I question that call, but what the heck? If they get 6 on the ground, you get 6 in the air. What's the difference right now?
Well, you would have had a longer field and more chance for error and
a mistake, a turnover, something of that nature, possibly. But you can see, looking here now, there are a lot of defensive starters are also now on their kick coverage team.
I want to remind you of the Wireless Mike, brought to you by Titusville Dairy Products and Farmhouse Barbecue. Easy for me to say. Kickoff goes down to the right side, and it's going to be taken at the 5-yard line by Titusville. I believe that's Corcoran. He's out across the 20 and the 25, and that's where he's going to be brought down just shy of the 25-yard line. That's where Titusville put it in play. 1st down and 10.
Titusville's going to have to get their offense going here. They're going to have to mix some things up, a little things that they're not comfortable with, possibly. Try to get some passes off, quick passes, short passes. But the problem is that that drag route that they like to run across the middle is going to be bogged down because you've got 8 Mercyhurst Prep Ramblers inside the tackles and within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. So Titusville's going to have to either get to the outside or get the ball up in the air.
Little 5-yard passes or maybe mix it up. bit guys and maybe throw like a halfback pass or something.
Well, let's see what happens. I don't know if we have that in the playbook. It's first down 10, Titusville to 25. Harvey at the tailback position. Strong side right, Titusville. Got to get something going. Going to look to throw over the middle. Got the tight end, and it's intercepted at the 40. Oh, my. And that will be, I believe, Montefiore. He makes the interception on the Titusville 40-yard line. Fred Bloom would have liked that, except it didn't complete. Went to the tight end, Nosco, and Montefiore.
Well, the problem is Nosco just doesn't quite. The route there just doesn't look like he's real aggressive. You got to understand that ball's in the air. You got to try to get up there and get it. And on Montefiore, he does a nice job of doing that for the prep Lakers. We got to get more zip on the ball, I think, out of LaRoque.
Halsey goes wide to the left. Montefiore comes wide right. First down and 10 at the Titusville 41 on the turnover for the Lakers. Double wing to the tailback. Halsey, he's out across the 40. He's hit and dropped. He's not hurting us. Harvey comes up and makes a good hit.
Harvey does a nice job coming up from the linebacker position for Titusville, along with Jacobson, who does a nice job of fighting off a block and helping out on a tackle, holds him to 2 yards. That's a good tackle from Parker Harvey. The head's across, it's low, he hits, he wraps.
Second down 8. Prep leading 27-7. They send Montefiore to the right, Halsey to the left. Double wing. Crafty gives the ball off to Halsey. He goes to the outside. He's going to turn up the field. He's up across the 50, the 40 to the 35, the 30, knocked out of bounds on the Titusville side at about the 27, 28-yard line. It looks like enough for the first down.
Titusville's defense is in decent position here to make a play. They're going to string it out here. You can see the defensive end does a nice job. He's forcing it out wide. Nosco's got to get across here and cut his angle down, and then you can't reach like that. You've got to run through ball carriers. You got to make these tackles before they get 12, 15 yards.
The ball's at the Titusville 28, first down and 10. Prep. Montefiore again to the right. Nate Halsey to the left. Backs now are split by Mike Crafty, the quarterback, out of shotgun. Put a man in motion, getting off in the counter to Zach Halsey. He drives across the 30, checked at the 25 to about the 23-yard line.
It looks like Partridge and Jacobson again on the stop.
Jacobson's playing well this first
check
half.
me. I'm sorry. That's Edwards, I believe that was in there as well. But 5 yards, and this is what Titusville likes to do to other people. It's now being done to them. We got to get off of blocks up front, try to stop this ground game.
23-yard line.
Same formation, singles left and single right. Halsey and Montefiore. Double wing. On the pitch, fumble. On the
There's
ground.
the mistake.
Oh,
and
I think we got it.
Titusville signaling they have it. Oh, they're calling it a forward pass.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it would
pass.
be.
It's a shuffle pass.
Crafty shovel pass falls incomplete.
Yeah.
Ooh. That'll always go that way. I don't necessarily agree with that either. But that's always been the call to make on that. When that ball gets shuffled forward, it's always been considered a pass. I don't think it should be, but that's the way they call it.
I shouldn't boo, but I will.
Yeah,
it looked good from down here, though, guys. Looked like a fumble here.
Yeah, well, I called it fumble, too, and then I realized it was a shuffle pass. Same formation, except the single wing on the right side. Ball goes off to the tailback, coming to the outside. He's out across the 50. He's at the 20. He's at the 15. Gets a good outside block, and he takes it in for the touchdown. That's Zach Halsey. Got a good block on the outside, and once he made the corner, he had it into the end zone from the 23 yards out.
Right now it's very simple. They're just beating us up front. They're blocking well up front. They're going to hook the end. They're going to get outside on Corcoran here. He can't get it out there to make the stop. And then they got good blocking downfield. Number 11 did a really nice job there for the Lakers.
Nate Halsey.
Nate Halsey. Not like we've heard that name before. Does a nice job. He blocks and then lets go, gets off the block before he gets called for holding or a block in the back.
Now it's 33-7 here in the first half. 9:19 to go. Is Mercyhurst taking advantage of the Titusville short field that we've been giving them. They're going to go for 2 here. They got doubles to the right and single to the left. Quarterback Crafty's going to throw the pitch back, and he's going to get nowhere. Had to wait and make sure we got him down.
Riley Corcoran does a nice job sniffing that play out and stopping it.
That was a pass intended for Zach Halsey, and the two-point conversion does not work. So with 9:19 to go here in the first half, it's 33-7. Mercyhurst on top. The short fields killed us, Steve.
Short fields will kill you every time. You know, the big thing now for Titusville, I think they've got to do, they got to come back on this possession. You got to get points.
Yeah.
You got to get your offense moving again.
You certainly have to have a sustained drive.
You certainly got to sustain a drive here. Time of possession is not the way we want it to be. We'd like to dominate the clock at a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 ratio. Right now, I would say Prep probably has that advantage at maybe a 2-to-1 ratio. But Titusville, you know, they have to understand that you can play with this team. You just
can't make mistakes.
You can't make mistakes. You got to stay out of second and long, third and long, and we've got to get some more zip in the passing game.
What's things like over there now, Bill? Things quieted down on the bench side, a little bit down, or?
Yeah, a little quiet over here.
Yeah.
The ball up for the Lakers, number 34.
33-7. So we need something to happen here for Titusville. Back deep, Palma and Corcoran.
Back deep.
Good kick coming down the right side. It's going to come to Corcoran. He takes it at the 9, out across the 15 to the 20, and he's hit and stopped.
No blocking.
Wow. Yeah, guy got through there nicely. And I believe that's 24 that made the tackle. That would be Therese Tate. So it'll be first down 10 Titusville at their own 19.
Here you see there's two guys down there. Neither one of them get touched. Now the one on the outside, might understand that, but how Tate comes through the middle of that kickoff return team and not be touched is beyond me.
So Titusville has a first down 10 at the 19 with 9:13 left to go in the first half. 33-7. Prep on top. Not the way the game started, but sure has made a major turn here at the end of the first quarter and the beginning of the second quarter. Singles left and right for Titusville. Now we have two in the backfield for the Rockets. Split. Strong side right Titusville. Giving off the tailback to Parker Harvey, trying to get to the outside. Covered well out across the 20 to about the 23. Pick up about 4 on the play.
The outside linebacker on that side is Barnes for Mercyhurst Prep. He does a nice job of fighting off the block. He does a miserable job of trying to tackle.
I thought there was going to be a loss in the play with that the way he came up there.
Well, and they'll talk to him a little bit about it. You don't tackle ankles in football. You know, you need to be at the thigh level to the waist level.
Wide to the left now comes Landon Palma. To the right is Laird Stover. Wide side of the field will be to Titusville's left. Again, two in the backfield, running with a fullback now, leading the way. With it, still up in the blocks. Here comes to Harvey, tries to get to the outside, cuts it upfield, out across the 25 to about the 27.
Harvey again, the ball carrier.
Smith up to make the tackle for the Lakers. No, excuse me, that's Dismar Polk who made the tackle.
Hey, we're going to try to bounce this outside. He needs to cut that up inside just a little bit more. You know, there is a cut that he can make where he cuts up the field and then goes back to the outside, trying to get to the outside there. Right now, we just not quite able to get to the outside.
Third down and 2, the ball at the Titusville 27. Need to pick up this first down. Again, back split. Wide side of the field is the Titusville's right now as they head to the north end. Straight ahead is Harvey. He's out across the 30. He's got the first down at the 33-yard line. Good blocking on the left side that time for Titusville.
Well, they ran away from their power that time, and I think maybe Mercyhurst Prep is keen on the power. Wherever the heavy side of the formation is, typically is where Titusville wants to run. This time they run to the weak side of the formation. I think Prep got caught off guard on that particular call for Titusville. Might be something that Titusville can do.
First down and 10 Titusville. It's out at their 33. Titusville will put Laird wide to the left, Laird Stover, and Landon Palma wide to the right. Again, double in the backfield for the Rockets. Now they put Palma in motion to the left. It goes to Palma, and he's going to be stopped by Zach Halsley. Smelled that one right out, didn't he?
Yeah, we ran right into him there, and there was nobody there to block him. I'm not too sure where the blocker was supposed to come from, as both backs are going the other direction. There's nobody there to block him. Would be careful with the helmet there.
Yeah, I looked at that, a little bit of a helmet-to-helmet type of thing there. Second down, 14. Can't lose. Can't have negative yardage with this ball club, because they'll make you pay for it. Signals both sides for Titusville. Getting back split. Strong side right Titusville. Unbalanced to the right. It goes to Harvey. Harvey wants to get to the outside. He's going to be tracked down out there by Barnes, and Barnes this time is going to make the hit and pick up a couple in the play, but it'll bring up a second down and 12.
And again, what's happening here, one of the things that we're seeing is the defensive linemen have one job, it appears, for Mercyhurst Prep, and that is to chew up offensive linemen. Do not let them get to the backs or to the linebackers. And their linebackers are running free. We don't have anybody getting out to them. So their defensive linemen are doing a nice job there. And, of course, their backs, particularly on the outside, are fast. So they're going to get to the cover, the edge.
3rd down and 13. The ball is at the Rocket 30. Unbalanced left, Titusville. Looking to throw. Got a man going deep. Is it going to be there? It is complete at the 45-yard line. That's a nice catch over there. At the 49, that's Laird Stover.
Laird Stover does a nice job, and this is what we talked about when we talked about the Nosco interception here. We want to see this ball come in. Laird's going to see him drop this thing right over top, and now the defensive player's in good position, but Laird Stover goes and beats him to it. So Titusville with a big play to continue their drive.
1st down and 10. Titusville now at the 47 of Mercyhurst. We're getting the drive. Now we got to get the points. Unbalanced right for the Rockets. Comes to Harvey, cuts straight up field, drives ahead. He's at the, check that, it's not Harvey, it's 88. And I believe that's
Willis. Noah Willis.
And he picks up about 4 or 5 on the play. That was a good drive by Willis.
That's a good leg drive, yeah. You got to keep, as a running back, you get hit, you got to keep your legs moving. He does a nice job coming off to our side here, and he's going to be inside there. Good hit, but we get lower. The low man wins in football. If you can get your pads lower than the other guys, you're probably going to win the battle.
Stover comes wide left, Palmer wide to the right. Willis and Harvey in the backfield split. Unbalanced right, Titusville. Fumble, and Mercyhurst has it. Fumble on the snap, and Mercyhurst picked it up, and they'll have the ball 1st down and 10 at their own 45. Daggone it.
Well, we've talked about this numerous times, and here I don't see the snap, but I'm not sure the ball came up, but I'm not sure. But he comes out with nothing in his hands, and the ball's just on the ground. Mercyhurst Prep jumps on it. And we've talked about this before with teams of Titusville in the past. You cannot shoot yourself in the foot. If you're an underdog, you can't help the other team.
1st down and 10. The ball's at the 43 of Mercyhurst as they get an opportunity now with 4:26 left to go in the first half, leading 33-7. Wideouts on both sides. Snap. Crafty looking to throw. He's got a man going deep. He's got Laird Stover with him. And Stover is down, and the pass is incomplete. Stover tripped and fell about the 20-yard line, but the receiver, who was Halsey, was unable to make the reception.
Oh. Boy, I'm not too sure there.
I think
watch this. He's going to go deep. We're going to see this. Yeah, that's close. That's close.
Looked like the official started to reach for his flag and then decided not to.
Because I was tempted to call off, offensive pass interference there. Stover in good position to make the pick.
That's what it looked like from down here.
Crafty hands it off to the tailback Barnes, and he's hit. No, he breaks away from the tackle. Now he's going to be hit. Now he breaks that tackle. And he is still going, and he's going to be hit at the 35 and finally brought down. Good pursuit by Titusville.
Well, I'd like to tell you who all was involved in that, but there were 7 of them.
Yeah.
Number 53 was the main one that time getting
that
hit.
That's Edwards.
He's at
DeAnthony Edwards, yeah. We get one in, and that's Nicholson's the first one. Then we have Willis, I think his name is, and then Partridge misses him, and then Edwards and comes in, and Harvey finally make the tackle. Puts him in a 3rd and long situation.
Mr. Barnes wasn't very happy about that. Instant replay brought to you by Oil Creek Plastic. Single to the right, man in the wing left. Titusville's got his good blitz on. Get him, Nosco. Screen pass to Barnes at the 30. And he's going to get smacked. No, he's still on his feet. At the 30, now he goes across the field. He's at the 25 going the other way. He's got a blockers on the right side.
There's an illegal block.
And no flag. And he's
Parker does a nice job to bring him down, but that's an illegal block. We run this back here. Titusville, again, talking about tackling, we're up high again, and Barnes is just twisting away or ducking under the tackles. We got to get, Nosko does a nice job. He jumps, here's the pass. Now we coming out here, there's one that overruns it, but he were reaching, and you can't reach. Nosko should have been a little bit closer there. You don't quit on the play. Now he reverses back, and watch coming up here, 57. That's an illegal block, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot bring your forearms up to a face mask. Parker Harvey then brings them down, brings it to a 4th and 7, 4th and 8. If they make this,
I really thought he brought his arms up to the face mask too.
Yeah, he did. He brought his forearm up to the face mask.
Halsey goes wide left, Montefiore wide right to get a man in the slot right. 4th down and 7. Pass, pressure's on. Crafty's going to keep it, pull it down. He's across the 50, the 45, the 40. He's across the Titusville 35 to the Titusville 31-yard line.
Again, tackling has become a major issue for the Titusville defense. We've got to do a better job of getting to people and bringing them down. That's Peterson finally bringing them down for the Rockets. Remember that. That's a big play there because that flag's not thrown. Yeah, if you throw that, they're still looking at 20 yards for a first down. Here, where you see people diving at ankles, you can't do that. You got to get there under control.
1st down and 10 at the Titusville 31 for the Lakers. Backs are split. Ball is given off to Barnes. Barnes tries to cut it up. He's at the 30. He's at the 25, going to get a block at the 20, and he tries to hurdle a man at the 20, about the 17. He's get upset, and the ball goes out of, and the runner goes out of bounds at about the 14.
This looks good.
He's upended by number 21, Larry Stover.
But it's a very dangerous play to when you, as a running back, tries to leave his feet, hurdle. You can.
Before he carries down to the
they didn't get you half as well as Laird Stover did. You come down in your helmet.
So it's 1st down and 10. The ball's at the Rocket 14. 1st down and 10 Lakers at Titusville 14-yard line. With 1:35 to go here in the first half. Halsey go wide to the left. Got a man in the slot left, and they'll send a, believe it's Smith wide to the right. In motion now, the ball's given off to Smith, and Smith's at the 10, the 5, and in the end zone, touchdown. Comes from his slot position, and that is Smith with the touchdown.
Well, the only person Titusville had out there to try to make a tackle was Riley Corkland, and he's going to do a little better job of getting out there. You got to understand the speed here, and Titusville's not seen this speed this year, so they're just outrunning us right now to the edges.
39-7 with the extra point to come.
Gina Romeo into attempt to point after.
Waiting for the kick. Snap, placement, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 1:20 to go in the first half. It is 40-7, Mercyhurst Prep on top. So the short fields and inability to convert his, and of course the turnover, the fumble, just has really penalized Titusville and got them off. What started out to be a good ball game the first 5 minutes has turned into a rout.
But now Titusville here, as the coaches, the job becomes harder now because now you got to try to keep your kids' heads in the game, and it's going to be very, very difficult to do with what's happening to them. They're not used to the speed. Mercyhurst Prep has decent speed. Now, I'm not saying they're blazing.
They're not blazing.
They're not blazing fast. We've seen teams with better speed than what Prep has shown. We're just not quite used to it, and offensively, we've just got to keep working our drives. You get into a passing situation here a lot, and Titusville suffers. We got to keep our down and distance in our favor.
Titusville will send Corkland and Palma back. They'll be standing again about the 12. Still searching for the kicker's name, but a moot point at the present time. At 1:20 left in the first half, Titusville down by 33 points. So 2 more points and the clock runs, and that's what we did not want to get into, is a quick clock. You cannot come back on a fast clock.
Especially with our offense being ground oriented, you're not going to be able to come back.
Yeah, this isn't the quick scoring offense we had a few years back. Kickoff, nice kick. It's going to go out and into the end zone. Titusville will take a 1st down and 10 at the 25. So now, again, Titusville will see if they can, as you said, get their head in the game and see if they can come up with something and get a drive started and going here.
Bill McCrillis is down on the sidelines. Wireless Mike tonight brought to you by Titusville Dairy Products Company and by Farmhouse Barbecue. Bill, I know it's a Thursday night, but I was hoping to see a few more fans here for Titusville.
There's not too many. They got a following. We got a little following here tonight. It's a Thursday night. What do you do on a Thursday night? I'm not used to this.
Thursday night football. That's what we're doing. Thursday night football.
Yeah, we are doing Thursday night football.
Well, you're right.
Better than watching the Bungles. I think that's who's playing tonight.
Yeah, I think it's Baltimore and Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, win for either way is a win for Pittsburgh. LaRoque wanting to throw. Got a man going deep, and he overthrows at about the 42-yard line.
There's a flag.
Though. They might have been some defensive holding.
I think there was, just a little.
LaRoque's pass falls incomplete.
Wait for the call. And the referee's coming towards the press box, and he is
looking to the right side, and we're not going to see it. I don't see it. But
I don't see it either.
It must have happened.
I don't know why our cameraman can't anticipate there's going to be a hold and have that shot.
Hi, it's your grandson.
Wow.
Well, it comes from the other side of the family.
Ah, okay.
So, okay.
That's not here.
You're still on the list, Adam.
Poor Adam.
Stover goes wide to the right. Palmer comes wide left. If our screen goes black, we'll know he's mad. Huh?
We'll know. Yeah.
Boaz LaRoque under center. Puts a man in motion to the right. That'll be Corcoran. The ball, almost is given off to Corcoran. He almost lost that. It's out across the 32. Pick up about 3 on the play. That handoff was up around the shoulders.
Yeah, if that handoff had gotten into the breadbasket and he got control right from that point, from that mesh point, we have a little bit of a seam coming here. You can see right there, but he's trying to get control of it before he can cut up there. We might have had another 4 or 5 yards on that play with, and it's nice to see they're trying to put Corcoran now back on the offense side of the ball and get him involved.
43 seconds left to go in the half. Titus was down 40-7. Palmer wide left, got 2 to the right. LaRoque wants to throw, still wants to throw. He's going to go deep, and the ball is going to be intercepted.
I
believe
so.
It was, yes, it is intercepted. And that would be intercepted by Richards. And so Mercyhurst, again on the turnover, will take the ball inside the 50 on their side of the 50, first down and 10.
Yeah, he shouldn't have thrown this. This is double coverage here. They got Laird Stover out there, and Mercyhurst Prep's quarterback is also their safety, and he's just playing dead middle of the field.
Yeah.
And he's just waiting for that ball to be lofted up there in the air. That time, sitting in perfect position. Actually, there's 2 of them.
And with his arm, this is might be just a passing situation. They'll go for it here. Montefiore comes to the left. Smith goes in the slot left, and Halsey on the far left. Crafty wants to throw deep. He's got a man going deep, and it is complete at the 10, the 5, and down at the 3. I tell you, the kid throws a good ball. But defensively, we were there, but the ball was right into the hands of Smith. And he's brought down at the 3-yard line. Titusville has a man down at about the 3.
Well, you can see he's got all day to throw the ball, and it doesn't take him long. Their receivers get open quick. We've got to do a little better job there. I'm not too sure whether we're in man. It looks like we're still in man-to-man. Palma on the coverage and not in bad position, but you know the problem with Palma, we've said before, is that we give up so much in height. And you know, he's guarding guys that are constantly 6 foot plus, and this is another example of what happens to him quite a bit when they pick on him. It's not that he's not in position. He's just 6 inches short.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, guys, the quarterback, he's getting that ball off really nice. I mean, he hasn't got a lot of time, but with the time he has, he's getting rid of it. And he throws a nice ball.
We don't have enough pressure on him.
We weren't even set. Parker Harvey, at the beginning of that play, is still trying to make his way to the near side of the field. But you can see here, number 4 and 21 on that. 4's running the middle route, and 21, the other Halsey boys running the right side of the field. He had his choice of any one of the 3 threw to, and personally I think he chose the wrong one.
He did, yeah. Yeah, Montefiore is wide open on the right side. 1st and goal from the 4. On the snap, the ball's getting off the tailback. He gets to the outside. He drives ahead, brought down about the 2 with 12 seconds left to go in a half. And they are going to take a timeout.
Harvey makes the stop for Titusville. And again, looks like Jacobson there again also on the stop. So a good stop here by the Titusville defense. They're going to have to make one more here as there's 8.9. And for people that are wondering why would Mercyhurst Prep take a timeout at 40-7 in the first half, the reason is they want this touchdown. They want it bad because that sets us into 35. What they call the Mercy rule, and the clock will then run continuously through the second half, shortens the ball game
considerably. So 8.9 seconds with the ball at the Titusville 1, second down and goal. And our sound effects, man. Adam, was that, what did you want, Adam?
Pizza.
Pizza. Second down and goal for the Lakers. Waiting for the snap. Now they put the ball in play. Giving off to the tailback, driving straight ahead. That's Zach Halsey, and he puts it in from the 1-yard line. 4.6 seconds left to go. It's 46-7. Mercyhurst, and they'll get the extra point attempt here. So they get the Mercy rule kicked into effect here to start the second half, and as Steve mentioned, that'll shorten up the game, and that's why they did. It's not to run the score up, it's to control the ball game.
And that's what the rule's designed for. I know the pros and cons of the rule. I personally am not a fan. I think it should be on every head coach and every high school across this country that you don't run it up on an opponent, because you're always going to have that opportunity.
Kick is up and good.
But because we have coaches that have in the past run it up on teams, you get your state governments involved, or your PIAAs, or your whatever state governing body is, that have to start instituting these type of rules. But you know, it is what it is. It's a 40-point ball game right now, and a game that started off with all kinds of excitement has just kind of gone flat for Titusville.
Yeah, it certainly has. Things changed. At the beginning of the ball game, it was 7-0. Then Titusville returned to kick about 93 yards by Palma. And on the ensuing kickoff, Mercyhurst Prep Steve Smith took it 90 yards. And it was 14-7. And it's been downhill. Then Titusville's turned it over a couple of times. Gambled one time at the 29 on a fourth down play. Didn't make it. And a couple short fields and a couple of turnovers on passing. And the game's been blown open 47-7. Didn't take long once those kinds of things happen.
Yeah, once those things happen to you, you know, it's just like a big snowball effect, and that's what's happening to Titusville. They do one thing wrong, and something doesn't go their way, and it just kind of explodes on you. And next thing you know,
one of the things I will give coaches credit for, excuse me, Titusville did not come up here to lose this ball game. We're going to win this ball game. That was the attitude, and I think that's why we gambled. We knew we can't give the ball back over to them because they're going to score, so we took a chance and didn't pay off. Titusville's kickoff is returned by Harvey. He's out across the 25, and he'll go down at about the 33, and that'll be the last play of the first half. First half comes to an end here at Veterans Stadium, Erie. Mercyhurst Prep 47, Titusville 7. We'll be back with halftime activities and conversation right after this.
Are you moving at the speed of business? File transfers, multiple locations, video chat. Companies these days are using more data than ever, and it's got to be fast. With gigabit internet from Armstrong Business Solutions, you can keep up with the pack no matter what size your company is. We can provide your business a reliable connection to our advanced fiber optic network with speeds from 100 megs up to 10 gigs per second. Get your business in the fast lane. Armstrong Business Solutions. Your business is our business.
Community Connect Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit, member-owned financial institution, and becoming a member is pretty easy. Stop in, call, or visit our website at communityconnectfcu.com and click Join to get started. Ask about our money market accounts, low-interest loans on new and used vehicles, or start saving for the holidays with a Christmas Club account. Visit us today to get started. We're Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street, Titusville. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home is dedicated to providing the highest level of service to Titusville and surrounding communities. Our family and staff continues the tradition started by Gordon B. Garrett in 1965, treating our clients with care and respect. Since then, we have grown, now in our third generation and in 2 locations, 303 North Washington Street and 203 East Main Street, Titusville. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, a history of tradition and commitment to excellence. Interstate Pipe and Supply is proud to announce their celebration of 50 years in business. Holding true to their motto, service means business, they offer a full knowledgeable staff, full fleet of trucks, and large product offering. They are not just a plumbing location, but a one-stop shop assisting homeowners and contractors quickly and efficiently. They have been a primary pipe supplier in Titusville for 40 plus years. Good luck to the Titusville Rockets this year, and thank you for making Interstate Titusville's premier pipe supplier. And welcome to the Anderson Physical Therapy, Clifford's Carpets and Waterbeds halftime show. At the half, the Rockets trail the Lakers 47-7. And let's talk about that first half of play. Jim and Steve, what are your thoughts?
Ouch.
Yeah, a little sore.
Other than the opening kickoff for Mercyhurst Prep in our return, things have not gone Titusville's way.
No, they really haven't. And I think one of the big changes was about the third drive possession of Titusville. Mercyhurst lineman took charge.
Yes.
And we were unable to get much. Harvey's running as hard as he always has, but he's being hit at the line of scrimmage. He's still getting 2 or 3 yards, but they're controlling the trench big time on us, and that's really turned this around. That and the fact that we've turned the ball over.
Well, the turnovers don't help, but what's happened in the ground game, and it's not so much that our guys can't move, Mercyhurst Prep guys, because we've had drives.
Yes,
we've been able to move the ball. But what's happening is Mercyhurst Prep is bringing all 11 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Mathematically, you can't block them all. And then they start shifting linebackers and start shooting gaps with their linebackers, which is part of football. We haven't been able to adjust, and any running back will tell you, if I can't get 2 to 3 steps, good steps, I'm going to have a hard time running the football, and that's what's happened to us in the ground game. It's just something that they're going to have to try to adjust to in the second half. I'm sure that Coach Baldwin's going to come back out and want to play to win this ball game, which means the ball's going to be in the air. He's got to tell his quarterback, you got to step when you throw, and you've got to put weight behind it because that ball's got to get there quicker.
I'm wondering if Titusville will really start throwing the ball. I wonder if we start playing the second half for next week. We might
do that. We want to take a look. We're going to show you. This is the kickoff here right before the half.
We'll be right down to you, Bill.
And we're going to take a look here because there seem to be some questions from the Mercyhurst Prep coaching staff regarding, I think, the kicker. So we're going to take a look here and see, and we're not going to see it, just as I thought as we go down and follow the ball. And this is Parker Harvey now back in because Palma's out. And here again we say he's running hard. Here you look, 3 or 4 or 5 Mercyhurst Prep Lakers trying to bring him down. So he is running hard, but it's hard to get going without those initial 2 to 3 steps.
Now what happened on that play was and you can't see it here, as Steve mentioned, back at about where Bill's standing at the 35 right now, there was an altercation of some type, and a Mercyhurst Prep player was hurt, and after the time ran out and the teams were leaving the field, the coaches got into it with the officials. Bill, did you see anything down there?
No, not really. I don't know what happened, but I thought the kid had something in his eye. I really did, because he threw his helmet down and grabbed it, grabbed his eye. So
well, we didn't see anything up here because we were following the ball and so forth. But okay, so his helmet wasn't taken off. He took it off at the end afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, because by the time I had turned back to it in my vision, his helmet was off. Another teammate was there, and they were both John at the official. I was wondering if maybe an altercation happened over there that the officials missed. But
I don't know what he was complaining about, but I'll tell you what, the coach for Mercyhurst, he went ballistic.
Yeah, and I don't know what they saw, so I can't. I don't know I don't know if they saw something or they think something happened. The officials obviously are right there because you leave an official up there where the ball's kicked off at, so he's got his eye on that, and he didn't throw a flag, so I'm not too sure what the deal was.
I got a question for you, Jim.
Sure.
The officialing. I have a guy down here a little while ago come over and introduced himself as Ferraro. Fiaro or something like that. Was he?
Mike.
Mike, yeah.
Yeah.
So was he ahead of the officials, or?
Oh no. He's
He's
the voice of the Meadville Bulldogs.
okay.
Yeah.
Mike Fiorello?
Mike Fiorello.
Might be.
Yeah.
I didn't know him. I have no idea.
Yeah. Where is he?
I think he went in with the officials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, if it's Mike Fiorello, no, he wouldn't be.
No, he wouldn't.
He'd have nothing to do with the official.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think it was because he went across and talked to the officials. This guy did too. So.
Well, if you see him again,
tell him to come up.
Ask him if he knows what the thing was, what drove the prep coaches, because they did throw a flag. It'll be interesting to see if they keep that flag. I would imagine they would.
I might walk. I'm gonna walk down to corner down here and see if I can't get a line on it.
Yeah, and then now maybe Adam can zoom in on you guys and you can interview.
Don't you worry, Bill. If something happens, you'll be on camera and we'll be right down to help you.
Thanks a lot.
Pastor Dairy Products and Farmhouse
You better
Barbecue.
get a wide screen.
Farmhouse Barbecue bringing you the wireless mic with Bill
last week
McClose.
It was a nice profile he gave us, and now he's...
Well, and it's a shame.
Throw a flag at him, that's it.
That's right.
I don't want to trip over the 10 and fall.
Yeah.
Well, it's a shame. You don't want to see, and it can happen real easily. You don't want to see a game like this where one team is really starting to dominate another, both on the field and on the scoreboard, and have it get away from you.
Yeah.
And it can easily happen in high school sports.
It does, and unfortunately, sometimes it's like Little League Baseball. We've talked about this millions of times. It starts with the fans. In this case, it could start with the coach. They threw the flag on him. He was, as Bill said, went ballistic. He really did.
Yeah,
and
he bought the flag.
And the coaches, the referees were very kind with him. They spoke to him for a while until he just wouldn't let it go. I think he bumped the official, to be perfectly honest with you, and the flag come out, but we'll have to see that.
He either bumped something or he used some particular type of language that the official thought might be just a tad offensive and decided to let him know. It's hard to say. We're not down there. But, you just don't want something like that to happen in any high school game, whether it's football, soccer. You just
I like that smile. Jim, I got to ask you because you certainly weren't afraid to speak your mind as a coach.
No.
So even though your team is up, what's that line of still trying to, even though you're up, to still protect what you think is right?
Yeah, you always want to protect your players. If there's something happened out there, if a Titusville young man threw him down, if it's something really illegal, you want to protect them. But at the same time, you have to respect the officials. I always respected the officials. Yes.
I got a guy down here.
Hey,
and your name?
LJ Forsina.
Oh, Mr. Forsina. Hi, Joe. Larry Joe. Can we talk with him a little bit?
Yeah, if you want to talk to him, I'll give him my headset. Hang on.
Yeah. Who is it?
Jim and...
You got enough wire there? And Larry Joe.
Station?
Down in Titusville.
Larry Joe, this is Jim Bodemer from Titusville.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
Good.
We just wanted to ask you a little bit about what the play was there at the end. We were watching the ball carrier, and we did not see. Did you see anything down there?
No, I was on the opposite side. I was just on my way through the end zone.
Oh, okay. So we couldn't see it from up here, and we were just concerned as to if there was some type of a play that was
questionable or inappropriate, or
No, I went in and listened to the explanation as a crew. They felt there wasn't anything there. There wasn't anything there.
Yeah, that's what we figured, because we know there's an official standing over from the kickoff. That's his spot, and he's watching that. So.
Right.
So how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Great. You can't be any worse than a night like this, right?
It's a great night. It's a great night. Have you been following football up this way?
Well, I'm a District 10 officials rep, so I try to make my rounds. I live in Corey, so I usually go to all their games because a dear friend of mine's their head coach, new Corey head coach Brian Patton, in her second year. But yeah, I get out as much as I can, and then I have people evaluating and things like that, trying to get us better.
Yeah, that's an ongoing thing. What's it like trying to recruit?
It's
hard.
Very, very hard. These kids just don't want to do it, and their number one reason is the abuse, and and I get that. But I was brought up in the days where 30 years ago you better have some tough skin, because those backyard rivalries, Oil City, Franklin, Titusville, Oil City, those are great games. I think once it went to the region format, the rivalries kind of disappeared. But you know, you better have thick skin working down with those type of games.
Yeah, we've talked about that many times, the old Northwest Conference. We go back, I'm a lot older than you, we go back clear to Section 2.
Right.
I don't know if you remember that.
Well, when I graduated in '77, we were in Section 2.
Yeah, well,
from Corey.
Yeah, exactly. And we had some really good rivalries, as you mentioned, and those are all broken down now with this regional thing. But but they do what they got to do, I suppose, to keep things going. And I don't know the ins and outs of it. I just sit in the chair that you're in. So.
Well, yeah, it's fun. I like to go out and see if I can give back. You know, a lot was brought to my table from old veterans. You know, like my father, God bless him, who passed a year ago.
Wow.
Good man.
Yeah. A legend.
Yeah, he's you know, he had a good run. So
how old was he when he actually stepped away from officiating?
Probably 76.
Well, his last game, football, was done in Titusville.
Right. We had a little ceremony for him there. He didn't even know it. Yeah.
Yeah, he did not know it. I remember that.
Yeah, that was fun.
He was a class act. We always enjoyed when Mr. Frasina come out to referee, and basketball, it was fun to talk to him.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I always had choice words for the referees. I loved every one of you guys. Thank you. Larry, just good talk to you, buddy. Thank you very much. And
have
the best
a great
of luck.
night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good luck to you. Larry Joe Frasina, head of the on the staff of the referees for District 10
officials.
That'd be a tough job.
Officiating is a tough job. There's no two ways about it, because you get knuckleheads like us that want to yell at you.
All right, guys, quick timeout. This is the Anderson Physical Therapy, Clifford's Carpets and Waterbeds halftime show. We'll be right back.
Whoever said it's only a dog never loved a dog. Our philosophy is simple. We treat every dog as if it were our own, and believe us, we spoil our dogs. When dogs are comfortable, they're happy. The Barking Lot in Titusville is ready to make your dog happy by offering grooming services, daycare, and boarding. Call today to schedule an appointment, or better yet, stop in and discover a stranger, crazier, quirkier group of dog lovers at the Barking Lot in Titusville.
So, State Farm will be here to help protect our home.
Of course.
What about here?
Yep. Nice.
Okay. Here?
Who puts tinfoil in the microwave?
Here? Here? Here?
Feels a little awkward.
A little. Here?
You too.
So cold.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
It's Joe Taylor Ford's 17th anniversary, and we are celebrating all month long. Get 0% APR for 72 months, plus 1,000 Ford credit bonus cash on a new 2018 Ford Escape, Edge, and Explorer. Or get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 2,800 additional savings off MSRP on a new 2018 Ford F-150 Super Crew XLT with 2.7-liter V6 EcoBoost. Make sure you take advantage of Joe Taylor Ford's top-of-the-line lifetime warranty on all new cars. Thank you for 17 great years.
Anderson Physical Therapy is committed to your long-term health and well-being. With certified licensed therapists, Andersons can provide therapy for all your rehabilitation needs. With offices located at 202 Union Street in Titusville and 118 Main Street, Tityute, Anderson looks forward to opening their new location in Cambridge Springs, making it convenient for you to get back to doing the things you enjoy. So stay on top of your game with Anderson Physical Therapy, with convenient locations in Northwest Pennsylvania and online 24/7 at andersonphysicaltherapy.net. This is the Anderson Physical Therapy, Clifford's Carpets and Waterbeds halftime show. 47-7 is the score. A minute 33 to go till we start the second half of play. And our coverage and the second half action will continue right after this. Nothing says community more than local sports. Cheering on our favorite teams while our young athletes learn about hard work, teamwork, and building character. At Homerwood, community begins with our employees. Those same traits we look for in our athletes are the same characteristics we look for in our employees. And it shows in the quality of our products that we're proud to stand behind and on. From our employees and their families, we say thank you for making us part of your community. Go Rockets!
Hospital partners, Meadville Medical Center and Titusville Area Hospital together provide a continuum of high-quality care across Crawford County. Both create the ultimate patient experience. Every patient, every time. Meadville Medical Center and Titusville Area Hospital are more than a hospital. We are a hospital partner, a community partner, a family partner, and a health partner.
Fall and football go hand in hand, just like yards and the products made by Steel. At Titusville TrueValue, we offer a full selection of Steel chainsaws, pole saws, leaf blowers, weed eaters, and hedge trimmers to prepare your yard for fun this fall. So get the full lineup of Steel's equipment so the chores are out of the way so you can go out to play. Steel, available now at your Titusville TrueValue. Behind every good project is your Titusville TrueValue. Anderson Physical Therapy is committed to your long-term health and well-being. With certified licensed therapists, Anderson's can provide therapy for all your rehabilitation needs. With offices located at 202 Union Street in Titusville and 118 Main Street, Ute, Anderson looks forward to opening their new location in Cambridge Springs, making it convenient for you to get back to doing the things you enjoy. So stay on top of your game with Anderson Physical Therapy, with convenient locations in Northwest Pennsylvania and online 24/7 at andersonphysicaltherapy.net. We are wrapping up the Anderson Physical Therapy Clifford's Carpets and Waterbed halftime show. This is Titusville Rocket Football. Our coverage this season is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, by Oil Creek Plastics, by Interstate Pipe and Supply, by Larry's Auto Service, by TrueValue Hardware, by Armstrong, by Anderson Physical Therapy, by Titusville Dairy Products Company, by the Meadville Medical Center, Titusville Area Hospital, by Joe Taylor Ford, by the Barking Lot, by Community Connect Federal Credit Union, by the Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, by Homerwood, by Clifford's Carpets and Waterbeds, by Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning, by Family Video, and by Corky's Pizza and Subs. I know it's a rough night here for the Rockets, but we are having a good time. It would be nice if we could do this just one more time this week. We are. Tomorrow, we're kind of excited. We'll be covering the Oil City Oiler General McLean football game.
Yeah, and that's going to be a good ball game because, as I understand it, they're both, I think it's Region 7 that they're both in. They're both undefeated going into this ball game, and this is supposed to be.
Well, I think in the region undefeated, General McLean actually has one loss.
Yeah. In the region, they have they're undefeated, and it's supposed to be kind of a title game.
Yep.
To decide that region's championship, and that's going to come real early. But that'll be a good ball game. Oil City and General McLean.
Yeah, Oil City's running game is incredible. I'm looking forward to watching this. I'm trying to think of his name now, Christian Curry. I hope I'm right about that. But anyway, it'll be a good ball game to do. They're both really good ball clubs, and like you said, it'll be for first place. So the coaching staff of Titusville working with their kids as times was stretching out to get this game back underway. 47-7 is the score here. And there was, at the end of the first half, a discussion between the officials and the coaches of Mercyhurst over a situation that happened down in the field. We don't know what that situation is for sure, so we're not going to speculate. But it did result in the flag of unsportsmanlike conduct being thrown against the coaching staff. The teams had already left the field, and the coaches got into a discussion with the officials, and Steve said something probably was said.
Discussion makes it sound like it was like tea and crumpets.
It was a rather spirited discussion. I don't believe that you could consider them both to be Republican or Democrat. I think you had one of each.
And the score is
40. Man.
And I suppose you want to say it's 47-0.
It's 47-7. Thank you very much.
Okay, so they had
they play the round thing? Or?
Turn his mic on. They had a lively discussion at the end of the first half.
No, it was
heated. They had an argument. They had a disagreement.
They had a disagreement.
It was highly heated.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected. Well, I stand anyway.
Well, it'll be interesting. Like I said, he threw the flag, so they're going to have to enforce it. They're going to call it now. The lead official is unsportsmanlike conduct against Mercyhurst Prep. That is against the bench. In particular, I believe their head coach. And again, we don't know what he was so fired up about, but he was not happy.
You know, Stephen, I don't want to rip on the officials at all. Mentally for them, they see this kind of a score, and you're heading off into the locker rooms. Are you really paying attention, or are you just trying to get going?
I think they're paying attention.
I think they're paying attention. Yeah, I think
they're concerned about the health of kids.
It hasn't been a poorly officiated ball game. They've missed a couple that I've seen, but it really hasn't been a poorly officiated ball game. I think it's just a matter of either the prep coaches accidentally made contact or used words that the official didn't appreciate, whatever it was that caused him to throw the flag.
They spilled their tea on him, and he didn't like that.
Hey, well, you got my scone wet.
So all set to go after all
I'm coming down to see you, Bill.
Come on,
good.
hurry up.
I get to push buttons.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
Kickoff will go from the 25-yard line. Titusville will receive, having kicked off to open the game, and it's going to go to Harvey at the 30-yard line. Across the 35, out across the 40, breaks to the outside, and he's going to be knocked down inside the 40, about the 37-yard line. As number 24 makes the tackle. That would be Therese Tate for Mercyhurst. So first down and 10, Titusville at their 39-yard lines where they're going to spot it.
We're going to be without Palma this half.
I think so.
Yeah, he's sitting over here in the bench over here.
That's too bad.
Yeah, and it'll be quick, real quick. We'll see whether or not we're going to start preparing for Corey, I believe, is next on the schedule, or whether we're going to try to make a comeback on here. But my guess is we'll make a valiant effort to come back, but we'll see what happens here.
Titusville now will send 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Harvey at tailback. It goes to Harvey, straight ahead and quickly shooting the gap. And the ball is on the ground. Mercyhurst saying they got it. Officials haven't said anything. And this will be an argument if the officials don't know.
I haven't seen anybody come up with a football.
Now they're calling it. Well, Tate Barnes come over with a football.
Has come down with a football.
I think the ball came out, fellas.
It did come out.
It's out. There's no doubt about a fumble.
And they're going to say he was down, second down. Oh, that's not going to make people happy. I think Mercyhurst did get that.
Yeah, I didn't. We'll run it here. You can see we don't even get a chance to put it in. Actually, you can't see. It gets kicked around there a little bit. But if I had to gamble and guess, I would be guessing on Mercyhurst Prep recovering the ball. But Titusville retains possession.
Second down and 10, Titusville at the 39. Titusville 1 to the left, double to the right. Strong side, Titusville to the left. LaRoque to Harvey. Harvey tries to get to the outside. He's not going to get there as Barnes is up, makes the initial hit, and Harvey's going to lose about 2 on the play. The linebackers are getting up really quick on us now. Like you said, Steve, in the first half, the linemen are tying up
our offensive linemen. We don't have anybody out there on the linebackers, and
they're running free on us.
Both Tate and Barnes have good speed, along with, I think it's Smith, number 8. Is that his name, Smith?
I think he's 9, number 8. I have to go back to my program here.
But the people they have up there in that second tier are very fast. Polk. They're all very fast, and they are able to get there unimpeded because we can't get blockers on them.
Doubles to the right, single to the left, third down and 12. LaRoque wants to pull it down. He's going to run. He's out across the 40, get a block. And nobody out there to block. He's brought down at about the 42-yard line, bring up a fourth down. Several Mercyhurst players there to make the tackle. So bring up a fourth down and 8.
I think we'll probably punt this ball away.
Kicking team appears to be coming in for Titusville. 9:19 to go, third quarter. And of course, as we mentioned, that's a mercy rule in effect here, so the clock will run. I think, except on change of possession.
It'll stop on change. I think change of possession, but incomplete passes or running, or the ball going out of bounds, being tackled out of bounds, they'll spot the ball, then wind the clock again.
Montefiore standing back at about the 25-yard line.
Titusville having a lot of trouble here, trying to get enough people on their punt team.
And Titusville going to have to take a timeout. So Titusville takes the timeout with 8:48 to go here in the third quarter, having, as Steve said, a little trouble getting into the punt team.
Well, and this is one of the problems with high school football teams. If a guy goes down, and we've lost Paulman, I think he was on the punt team. I think he's a gunner for the Titusville punt team.
Yeah, he is.
You've got to be ready and understand that you've got to back him up, or who's to take his place in that situation. And then Titusville wasn't ready for it. A little confusion going on. Titusville's going to have to burn a timeout to try to get their punt team on the field.
For those who care, Cincinnati's up 14-0 over the Bengals. 2 touchdown passes to A.J. somebody, Purple, whatever his name is. Oh, Green, right?
Yes.
Yes, A.J. Green.
A.J. Green did it in the kitchen.
I got a question.
Okay.
Would you repeat that score again?
14-0 Cincinnati over the Bengals. Over the
Bengals. So Cincinnati's beating themselves.
That's what I want you to say.
Did I say that? Yes, you did.
Really?
I noticed, Father, I didn't point that out. I just want you to know.
It's really not funny because the Steelers beat themselves.
I got it.
That's true.
Thanks for pointing that out, Bill.
That's the last time.
Harvey, nice punt.
Good punt.
Really good punt. It's going to be taken. It's going to drive everybody back. And now they touched it. Get on it. Get on it. Oh, we had a chance at the 12. 16. I mean, holy Toledo. Oh, we let that one get away from us.
Well, and I'm looking at this thinking, first of all, why is he doing it? But
it was a great punt, by the way.
A great punt by Parker Harvey. But we've got Turcho down there. Ralph, he's a hurdler of mine in the springtime, and he didn't fall on the ball.
There you go.
Just not quite too sure. I will speak to that young man come springtime about that.
It'll be a few months too late, but that's
it'll be a few months.
Fine.
It'll be about 4 or 5 months too late. There's no doubt about that. But as long as Ralph doesn't get hurt here and comes back for track, we'll be okay.
So, Bill, the Browns ending their losing streak by not winning is the most Browns thing ever.
I agree with that.
First down and 10, and Mercyhurst takes it out to the 30-yard line. Big run by the Mercyhurst prep.
Jim Brown would be happy.
Stover made the tackle, first down yardage, so it'll bring the ball out to the 30, first down and 10.
I'm really not sure how Fred Bloom feels about it.
Who cares?
Well, I kind of like to look at a jab here and there,
That's like asking if Vic Carr, we care about Vic Carr caring. No, we don't care. They're 2 colleagues of ours. We can say what we want. First down and 10 at the 30 for Mercyhurst. Singles each side. Now they put a man in motion. The ball's given on the counter. Out across the 30 to about the 35. Now he breaks to the outside at the 40 and brought down. Boy, hard run or bad tackle, and I didn't see exactly what happened there.
I'm right now on the side of bad tackling by Titusville again. I see a lot of us just reaching for things and not trying to get shoulders into people like we did last week. It's funny how that it seems to fluctuate for this football team so far this year. It's something they've got to fix. You've got to be more consistent in your tackling.
You don't see that hard hit tonight.
I haven't seen a hard hit yet tonight by Titusville.
Singles each side now for the prep. Gives it off to the tailback. That would be Halsey. He has an open field. He's at the 50. He's at the 45. And we got a little bit of an angle on him, able to bring him down at about the 32-yard line. Big gain for Zach Halsey.
That's Hunter Titus bringing him down after a 25, 35-yard gain?
Yeah, there was nothing once he made the corner.
Well, he makes the corner here because we kind of lose track of it a little bit. We're starting to lose our cool a little bit. Parker Harvey is outside contained, and he kind of shoots to the inside just a little bit. He's got to remember what his responsibility is. I know he's getting frustrated, and you start making mistakes, but you just can't do that, and that allows him to get the outside and a big gain.
2 outside linebackers. It goes to Halsey. He tries to get to the outside to 30. He stumbles. 25, 20, 15, and down at about the 9. Even after a stumble, he still picks up about 20 yards.
Well, and they're getting to the outside. They're just dominating us up front. They're controlling the edge. They're controlling the line of scrimmage. They're catching the edge. Here you'll see they're pulling tackles and getting around, even though it's a hold. And they're getting out to the outside. They're 10 yards downfield, 15 yards downfield before we even get a hand on them.
First and goal from the Titusville 9 for the Lakers. Halsey goes wide to the right. Montefiore comes wide left. Now they go into wing to the right, double wing. Low snap, picked up nicely by the quarterback, given off to Halsey coming straight through. He goes down to about the 5. Now we're getting some fresh subs in for Mercyhurst.
Parker Harvey making the stop. They're going to start substituting. Looks like some big boys up front are going to start getting a break for Mercyhurst Prep.
Bill, Adam and I were talking on the way up about last year, how all the calls came from one side of the field. A little bit better tonight.
Well, they haven't, to be honest with you, there haven't been too many penalties called. It has been a relatively clean game, I think, overall. It's just not going the way we want it to go.
First and goal, second and goal, excuse me. Pitch comes to the outside, it gets the corner, and he gets the 5 into the end zone. I believe touchdown.
Is it a touchdown? No, he's going to give it to him.
Yeah, well, he hit the pylon.
Yeah, but I don't know that high school football follows the same rules as pro football. I think here, if you hit the ground, I'm not sure. Are you dead at that point?
I don't know, but you're not allowed. You can't change the rules on me. I only know one set of rules.
Or do you have to complete the run?
Yes.
I'm not too sure. Again, here we go to the left side, and they're outrunning us right now, and they're beating us to the outside, and we're just having trouble playing catch up.
53-7 is the score here with 5:24 to go in the third. And what started out, as we mentioned, if you go back and rewind to the first quarter, the first 5 minutes were quite exciting. And then Titusville started to turn the ball over and give up short field advantages to Mercyhurst. They took advantage of it to their credit, and they've now got 54 points on the board. 5:24 to go, third quarter, 54-7. Mercyhurst on top. So that drive didn't take very long. Once they got a hold of that football, they pushed it right down the field. So things aren't looking very good in that side of the field for us, Bill.
No, that's not really. Coach is out there trying to spur them on a little bit, but we'll see what happens here. Hey, we need to get a score, maybe pick our heads up just a little bit, get back in the ball game just a little bit.
Do you guys, if you're on the coaching staff, do you try to break it back down to the basics? Do you say, okay, guys, let's try to get this going, and then put the pieces together?
I think you have to. I think Titusville's going to have to. I mean, at this point now, 5:24 in the third, running clock, you're down 47 points.
Run.
Yeah, you go back to basics. It's time to prepare for what you want to try to do next week.
The problem with it, though, is that, and Corey has some pretty good boys up front also, as I looked at their roster as we were preparing for this game. But if you're going to try to prepare for next week and you have trouble blocking here, does that become more discouraging in your attempts to, for your running backs and so on and so forth?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, it really is. Two back for Titusville as we get the kickoff. Once again, a low kick, and it'll be taken by Titusville at the 15-yard line. It's Corcoran, I believe. He's out across the 30, the 35. Good run back by Corcoran. Brings it out to the 30, almost the 35-yard line, 34. Titusville put in play first and 10.
Again, it's what I like to see on a return, guys. You get your hands on it, and you just turn it upfield and go. And get what you can out of it. Not every, kids have to understand, not every time you touch a ball, you're going to return it for a touchdown. It's a rarity. That's why it's such an exciting play. Corcoran does a nice job of fielding the kick and then just up the middle and gets what he can.
So first down and 10 for Titusville at the 34. It's a 24-yard return, which is a good return. Oil Creek Plastic, once again, we thank them for bringing us
Titusville again is on the offensive side. They're looking for somebody.
Yeah, Titusville's going to come up out of the huddle. We'll see what they've got here.
It's just been, Titusville has just been out of sorts here a little bit most of the night.
Nicholson's in at the tailback position for Titusville. Doubles to the right, signal to the left. Now we put Corcoran in motion to the left. Ball's given off to Nicholson, cuts back nicely. He goes out across the 35 to about the 36, 37 maybe.
And out to Charles Nicholson.
That's a good play there. We're faking the counter, the jet sweep out of Corcoran coming across the formation. We fake the handoff to him and hand it to Nicholson coming up inside. There's a nice hole up there for 3 yards. Mercyhurst Prep now, we were going to stop play. We got somebody down for them.
So I think to go back to Luke's point, I think what you want to do here, Steve, is try to, you do want to try to get some momentum looking towards next week. This game's over.
This game's pretty much done. You're not coming back from this.
Leg cramps out there.
So, yeah, you want to try to build on. You want to get something positive here late in this game, just to carry you into next week, hopefully. Although obviously last week's game did not carry over much for Titusville into this ball game.
Well, I think it did initially until you had some.
He's had some things break down on you,
yeah.
and you just can't recover from them. Titusville hasn't been able to recover. The young man from Prep is now limping off the field under his own power. It looked like
Justin Gee, 6'2", 248-pound lineman.
Looks like he was suffering from cramps.
Yeah. They got some good sized men up front.
They're big. This is, Mercyhurst Prep is a good football team. They've got good size and they've got good speed. Now, like we talked about, they're not blazing fast and they're not overly powerful.
I think all their linemen are 6 foot plus 250, over 230 to 250. Handoff comes to Nicholson. He drives straight ahead to about the 39. Pickup of a few on the play. Bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Titusville. I think a lot of not a total substitution on the defense for Mercyhurst, but a few.
Their linebacking core is still, I think, pretty much intact.
So the wides, the safeties, and their corners.
I think they've put some big boys up front, new big boys up front, I think. But other than that, you're still facing their top.
Yeah, pretty much same. Doubles to the left for Titusville on his 3rd down and 5. Single to the right. Nicholson at the backfield for the Rockets. I'll talk about that in a minute. Goes to Nicholson, tries to cut it up to the left side. That was a good cut back. He's not going to get but a couple of yards, bring up a 4th down. You know, we normally see Parker Harvey back there. Is this a time, too, Steve, when you, and just take nothing away from Charlie Nicholson because he's a very good football player, you get concerned about injury?
You might be a little concerned, particularly when you're talking about Parker Harvey for Titusville, because he's carrying such a heavy load of the offense. And tonight he's made the majority, I think, a lot of the tackles for us on defense. So, you know, this game is out of hand. So you may see where we want to protect him a little bit. He may see limited action for the rest of this ball game.
Was there a flag in that one, Bill? Did I miss it?
They're waiting to change the football again for some reason.
Oh, deflate ball. Is Brady down there?
No, he's out on the field.
Patriots
now
down
Adam's
there?
done. Adam's just
Adam's
walked
going to
away.
shut that off now.
No,
Hey, speaking of carrying people, we want to thank our sponsors, Titusville Dairy Products, and this week Farmhouse Barbecue sponsoring the wireless mic. You guys carry Bill every week, and our sponsors help you carry Bill.
I love that cottage cheese and that barbecue.
We're going to go for this?
Barbecue's good. Yeah, 4th down, Titusville going to throw it.
Give it to him. Give it
comes
to
to the outside to Parker Harvey, up quickly. So our host of Mercyhurst, I'll tell you one thing, they all come to the ball.
Yeah, they're quick to the ball.
And Harvey is down.
Well, I think
getting up slowly. So turnover on downs as Titusville tried to go for it, tried to throw the flare to the back. And
the play was there, I think, initially, but again, it's just a matter of team speed. And right now, Mercyhurst team speed is better than Titusville, so we just can't get the edge like we did on that first drive of the game.
Should you be looking at the playbook and saying, all right, let's try this. Let's
at this point
work
right
this
now,
out as a scrimmage.
If I'm Coach Baldwin, at this point, I'm going to play my one guys maybe to the end of this quarter, and then I'm going to full-scale sub, so nobody gets hurt, and just run my playbook.
And we'll see now what Mercyhurst does. The ball's given off to the tailback. He cuts, that's Barnes. He cuts it to the right side to 35, out to 30. Going to get a block. He's up. Now he's going to turn it back to the 25, and he's going to be brought down to 22. So it's 1st down and 10 at the Titusville 22 with Khalid Barnes. Looking for some more stats yardage.
Well, there's just not much. I mean, right now, Titusville just cannot seem to do anything to get any type of penetration up front. You know, one of the things that I've noticed, too, that we've done where our linebackers are running a little bit free, we're just over-pursuing it. We're taking a bad angle, and they're doing a lot of cutbacks on us.
Yeah. Halsey goes wide to the left. Montefiore to the, check that to the right. Montefiore to the left. Crafty still in at quarterback. Gives the ball off to Barnes. Drives straight ahead. Breaks to the outside. And be brought down at about the 16, 17-yard line. Brings up a 2nd down and 4 with the ball at the 16 of Titusville.
Hey, let's go, Wilson!
2nd down 4 at the 16. Still first, pretty much first team in there for Mercer. They got some new linemen in there, but they're wideouts, so skill people. Other than Halsey, he's not in there. Zach Halsey. Pitch back comes to Barnes. He's to try to get to the outside. He's at the 20. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. He's at the 5, and he's in the end zone for the touchdown. Khalid Barnes takes it in from 16 yards out. Brings the score to 60-7. Mercyhurst on top.
And we're starting to get a sense of why that mercy rule was put into effect.
Yeah, you are. I think, as I said, this is a stats thing right now. Zach Helsley's out of the game. I was looking for him down the side. I saw them taping his ankle or his wrist at one point.
I got to say, though, I was disappointed Penn State didn't substitute some other players in.
Yeah,
sooner than they did. Well, there's a difference. We'll get to that. There's one thing I'd like to say about that that's different than high school football game.
Penn State fan.
Penn State is 13th in the country, 11th in the country. If you watch a lot of these major programs and major college football, you got to remember you're talking about billions of dollars at stake here for their programs. If you don't win and win big over the teams you're supposed to win big over, you don't get anything for it.
I completely understand that. Now, what's going to happen this week when they're playing who? Little old Akron?
They play Kent State.
Kent State.
Kent State. And
that's what I meant.
Yeah. Kent State.
You know, the Ohio team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kent State's, I mean, they're no slouch, but at the same time, they're not on the level of Big Ten football. You know, the thing that should happen is if Penn State can beat them by 60 points, they're going to have to beat them by 60 points.
You have a lot of fans around here who said, well, why don't we see Journey get a little bit of play time? Why don't we see a couple of these other guys get some play time?
Yeah, the only thing I can say there is I do not know, you don't know,
the depth chart
all their ins and outs of what's going on down there. And yeah, as a fan of Penn State and the local boy being down there, I'd like to have seen him on the field in some capacity. But
and you actually got to see him
in track. Yeah, I saw him his senior year, 100-meter dash state champion, the second time. And I'll tell you about that race as Parker Harvey's trying to make a return here, gets out over the 30. It was funny because he was top seed in the state in that 100-meter dash, and the prelims come up, and he takes second. And we all kind of chuckled because he didn't do much more than a jog. And you run prelims, and then you run semis in day one, and then the finals are in day two. So in semis, I thought, well, we'll see him turn it on a little bit more here in that. And he ran harder, but not really. And then the finals, gun goes off 3 steps, and he's got the race won. It was over that quickly.
Wow.
That's what this young man has in his legs. So, yeah, I was hoping to see him play, but they didn't.
So Jim Cum was officiating a basketball game, and I'll tell you about it right after this.
First down and 10, Titus at their own 33. I am still here.
Oh.
We did our best.
Parker Harvey to the outside. Oh, Mercyhurst up quickly. Nice hurdle by Harvey. And the runner goes out of bounds. What are you doing?
I want him to stay on his feet.
You like that hurdling. You're a hurdling
I do
coach.
like hurdling. I like hurdling when that thing you're jumping over can't reach up and grab you and twist an ankle. Or
I have seen more kids hurt running over those straight wooden bars in my lifetime than I have a football player hurdling a player. Now let's have this out once and for all. I'm going to call your mother.
I need new shoes. It's really deep up here in the booth now, folks.
Fourth quarter comes to an end.
Third quarter comes to an end.
That's what I said. The fourth quarter is coming up, and
Larry Curley and Mo will be back shortly.
Well, just, you know what? No, I'm going to finish this story. We're going to stay here.
It's 21-0. Cincinnati is on top
of
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Good. So Jim Cum's officiating a basketball game that Journey Brown's playing in, and the other basketball official calls a foul on Journey. A few seconds later, whatever happens, Meadville scores, and Jim Cum hands the ball to Journey, who's inbounding the ball. Journey looks at Jim Cum and says, "That wasn't a foul, was it, ref? Listen, I know you can't tell me, so when you get down the floor, I want you to turn around, and if you blink to me, I know it wasn't a foul." Jim Cum lost it. He said he just lost it.
Did he wink at him?
Well, we don't know the end of the story.
I think he probably laughed until the end of the game.
If he did blink, it's probably trying to get the tears out of his eyes and laughing.
Yeah. I took some creative liberties with that story, but that was the gist of it.
Yeah. Well, there's no question that Journey Brown was a very, very good athlete. Is a very, very good athlete, and we're very happy to
Hoping that I'd like to see him get on the field this year for Penn State. It's,
first down and 10, Titusville. They're at their own 38-yard line. Check that, a second down and 7. Ball's given off to Harvey.
There's
trying
a
to get to
flag.
the outside, and flag is down, but Harvey loses about 3 or so in the play.
That's Parker Harvey.
And again, this is just team speed. They're able to get to the outside before we can get out there. They're just smothering us right now just about everywhere we go.
Flag on the play, as Bill said. What is it, a hold, Bill? Or
I don't know. It's called from the back judge way back here.
Oh. Oh, I do see the flag back there at the middle of the field. Delay? What does he call, Steve? For pizza?
I have no idea.
Oh, that sounds good.
I don't see anything going.
Illegal substitution.
Illegal substitution. Well,
The only flag in the play is illegal substitution.
we're having a hard enough time running against 11. They put 12 out there. And it's going to make things really hard for Titusville.
Well, to their credit, they're putting in a lot of new shirts out there, and they're like our punt team.
Yeah, it is. They've got some new kids on there now, but
yeah, they got a lot of new kids on there.
They've been shuffling here now for the last couple of plays here defensively. So Titusville's going to pick up 5 yards. 5 yards, isn't it?
5 yards, yeah. Bring up a second down, and now that's.
It's a 5-yard penalty, but I haven't moved anything yet. They're still.
I don't know what they're doing. Now they're going over to the sideline and going to step it off from the sideline. Mirror image there.
Oh, they're going to go. I guess it's
a 10-yarder.
15. No, it's 10. 12 and a half. What is that out there?
It's about. It's 15, I think, is what he marked off, but.
Illegal substitution. Well, it's a first down and 10 at the 49-yard line of Titusville, and that's okay with us. That's where we'll put it in play.
One of the better plays we've had.
Since the first quarter. Singles each side now for Titusville. LaRoque wants to throw. Going to try to go deep. Has the ball deep, and it is complete out to the 26-yard line for Titusville. That is to Laird Stover.
Laird Stover, and LaRoque does a better job here on his deliveries. He plants that back foot. Now, he's a right-handed quarterback. His plant foot is his right foot, so he's going to plant that foot into the ground and then step into the throw. The ball wobbles a little bit, but it got there a lot quicker than what we've seen so far from him. So that's a good throw by LaRoque.
First down and 10. The ball is at the 26 of Mercyhurst. Titusville in possession here in the fourth quarter, behind 61-7. Ball is given off to the tailback. He's going to get nothing. Pancaked out there.
And up to Parker Harvey.
And that's not going anywhere. Gage Sutton just beat off the line of scrimmage, and Parker Harvey is going to be a little slow to come up here. And that's what you worry about with Parker still being on the field. Here you see Sutton is just beat to the inside, and he's kind of hip tossed backwards. And that wasn't. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was a
illegal hit.
Illegal thing on the Oil Creek Plastics replay there, but he comes back and he hits the ground and he's on top of him. I think his lower back is on the face mask of the tackler.
My guess is My guess is he knocked the wind out of him. So
yeah, it's probably a wind thing, but that should be.
They're smiling, so.
That'd probably be his last one. Here's the
throw. Gonna try to go deep.
Here's
the ball deep, and
the throw from LaRoque is away from Parker Harvey to walk off. And you can see where he plants his foot and steps into the throw a little bit more than what we've seen so far. And that's what you got to do to get more velocity in the ball. And he's got to do a better job of planting and stepping as he throws.
Hey, you know one thing, guys? I'm not sure how far that he can throw the ball.
I don't know either.
Can he throw the ball any further than that?
I don't know what his arm strength is or how far he can throw the ball. I know he's just got to do a better job mechanically in that back foot and step process in his throws.
Most of his throws tonight have been right in that range.
But remember, this is a role he just stepped into beginning of summer.
Right. And now we've got another flag, and that's going to be on Titusville for
2 minute in a huddle.
Yep.
So we'll be back 5 yards, bring up a second down and 15 at the 31. Somebody
Somebody broke out of the huddle. It shouldn't have been in there.
Yeah.
This is typical of what will happen in high school ball games. When you get into a lopsided game like this, you start to lose focus a little bit. Mistakes start getting made.
Peterson comes wide to the left for Titus, so we have doubles to the right for the Rockets. Nicholson now put a man in motion. And that's Corcoran. The ball's given off to the first man. Nicholson breaks to the outside. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5, and down about the 3.
About the 1.
Yeah, that's a good run by Nicholson.
How about the 3? Nice eyes, Jim.
I'm sharp up here. I know who's winning the Cincinnati game, too.
It's a good read by Nicholson on the read. And granted, he's not been getting a whole lot of carries here as Parker Harvey does most of the running for Titusville, but he does a nice job of seeing an opening, taking it straight up the field, and then making his cuts to the outside, get us inside the 5.
First down and goal, Titusville at the 3-yard line. Boaz LaRocque under center. Here comes to Nicholson. Boy, they're shooting somebody from the left side. There's nobody there. And nobody's getting any surge off the line, so we have no gain, maybe a loss of 1.
Yeah, it's just
Nicholson again, the ball carrier.
we're just getting beat up front. The defensive linemen are getting off the ball better than our offensive linemen right now. We got to get, when you're going to run a power running game, and particularly get inside the 5-yard line the way Titusville is now, you've got to get people off the ball, and they've got to get their pads lower than the defensive linemen. You've got to start pushing people out of the way. You've got to give your back a chance to get into the end zone here.
Second down and 3 from the 3. Doubles left, single right for Titusville. Got to punch this in, even if you're playing against their seconds. You still got to get it in there. Boaz wants to throw, jump pass, touchdown. That's the one we tried to run earlier in the game, and we turned it over down here in the first quarter. A little quick jump pass, and that went to Peterson, I believe.
Nosko, wasn't it? Number 10, Nosko?
Was it 10?
Yeah.
Number 10 is Nosko. He's playing the tight end position. And their backers come quick. The defensive end comes quick, and somebody got lost out there, and that'll be something that the coaches will talk to them about in films tomorrow.
It wasn't a pretty looking pass, but it was complete.
Got the job done.
Well, that's one of the things that people say. Well, he throws an ugly ball. We heard this about Tim Tebow and the way he threw it. I don't care how you throw it, just get it there.
Extra point attempt and a bad snap, and we can't get the placement, and so the extra point is no good. Well, 61-13.
Palmer was out of there to take that snap, so he had to get a new guy in there.
Yeah, that's true. He usually is the holder, so
kind of that extra point attempt, kind of a microcosm of what's happened to Titusville tonight. Just everything that could go wrong for Titusville has happened to Titusville.
Kind of playing under Murphy's Law. Yeah, go ahead.
Thursday night, what kind of practice or what are you doing tomorrow after a game like this?
Throwing the films away, I don't know. You got to show the first part of the game. You got to show them when you broke down.
Is tomorrow a film day? Is this?
I would run. If it's me, tomorrow's a film day.
Yeah.
I'm keeping you Friday. I'm doing it right after school. We're going to come in, sit down, and you're right. I'm going to show them probably maybe the first quarter, right up until things started to get away. I might even show them to the point where it's, this is where it starts to get away from us, guys, and this is what we have to do to stop so that games don't get away from us in the future. And at that point, maybe, the first quarter, partway into the second quarter, and I turn the films off, and I look at my kids and I say, okay, you got 2 days. You got to go home, you got to rest, you got to refocus, you got to come back here with desire, because now we're in a situation where this will be our second region loss. We can't lose another region ball game if we want playoffs.
Yep. Yeah, and I think you do show those films up to that point, but you got to show where you break down, and then you turn them off. So, right.
He says that, Steve, but how many basketball films did you watch?
We didn't actually, we didn't have, back when I was playing, we didn't have films.
Barnes brings the ball out to the 23-yard line.
And I got a question.
Running him.
I got a question. Why if I'm Mercyhurst Prep, why in the world would I have a single starter on the field under any circumstances, and his starting quarterback is still out on the field?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I would say it's because it's Mercyhurst Prep.
But even then, though, it is Mercyhurst Prep, and they're obviously going to win the region. But your aspirations, if I'm Mercyhurst Prep, are more than just the region. You know, we won districts last year. I want to win districts again.
No,
Why put somebody at risk? They lost the districts last year. And here's another flag.
Too many men.
Substitution on Mercyhurst. But I just question, you know, in their position, why you would have any starter on the field at this point in time. Because anything stupid could happen.
Well, especially in a return when everybody's getting a head start coming at you. There's so many things that can go wrong in that. But that was, we're talking about Khalil Barnes. They're running line, they're starting.
But their starting quarterback is still on the field. I think they've got a starting receiver. Maybe not.
I think we'll know more if he throws the ball, guys.
Yeah, we'll find out. Send a man wide to the left. We don't have names now. They got so many subs in there. And our programs are not up to date in numbers. They hand it off to the tailback. He's going to break to the outside, being chased by Nicholson and brought down for a loss back to the 12. I believe my program says, what number was that, 4?
Yeah, I think so.
Jaden Richards is who I have, but my book says Matthew Luce, so I don't know which one it was. So I have 2 different names wearing number 4 out there, so don't know. 7 minutes left to go in the ball game. 61-13. Titusville getting taken to the cleaners here tonight.
I had that same and actually it was the same number. It was 4. I was watching a game a couple weeks ago. Amy slapped me. She said that's because the number's 44 on the jersey. No, there's 2 4s.
Get down. This is exactly why I don't want my starting quarterback.
He almost got himself in trouble.
Well, he was in trouble. Yeah, and I'm, you know, this is the thing, and I might say, on his play here, he's running. He's going to run out of bounds. You know that. But
they heard you, Steve.
Titusville is playing JV players too that want to make plays, because that's obviously how you move up on the depth chart is to make plays. So they're going to go after him to try to make a tackle. You know, he gets over anxious, out of bounds, makes a tackle, twists the knee. I just look at me. Ouch! I just don't like it. No, he's still on the field, and he's playing with substitutes. So all the timing on their plays are all off.
Doesn't that open the door for?
It opens the door. Well, for him being stuck with the ball when you know you don't want the quarterback to have the ball.
5:50 left to go in the ball game. It's getting off tailback, fumble, and Titusville has the ball, and Titusville pick it up.
And a flag on the field too.
And a flag. It's recovered at the about the 18. Wait and see what the flag is over on the Bill's side. It's the illegal procedure, and Titusville will, of course, refuse that and take over first down and 10 at the 17. So it's first down and 10 Titusville with 5:45 to go in the ball game. Titusville will attempt to put some more points on the board here.
Might put a little feather in our cap here to make one more score, guys.
Well, you're still trying to build. You got a long season ahead of you yet. This is only the second loss, as Steve said, in conference play or regional play, and so you're still in the running for a playoff spot, in spite of the score.
Well, and you know, the thing is, you don't know what Northeast is going to have happen to them. Though, of course, they got the win over us, but if something happens to them and they lose out, you're still in the position where you could be second in the region if you can win the rest of your region games.
Doubles to the right, single to the left.
Freshman quarterback.
Knapp, nice ball.
Nice
just
ball.
A little bit behind, just a little bit behind Stover. Garrett Knapp is the quarterback for Titusville now.
Garrett Knapp is a freshman quarterback. Seen his first varsity action, and he'll understand that. Of course, I talk about my kids a lot here, and they're playing football, and my oldest boy Mark went on and played college for 4 years at Ohio Northern. We asked him a lot, what's the difference between high school and college? He said the difference is each layer gets quicker, and so he's seen his first varsity action. I'm sure this is like fast forward to him.
Knapp looking to throw again, looking over the middle. Now he pulls it down. He's going to run it and going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Bring up a third down and 10. Pretty good coverage downfield.
Yeah, real good coverage downfield by Prep. There wasn't anybody to throw it to, and he does a nice job of not trying to force it. And saw an opening, just didn't quite get through it quick enough.
4:20 left to go in the ball game. 61-13. Mercyhurst Prep on top. Garrett Knapp comes back from the sideline with the play from coach. We'll send Stover wide to the left. Peterson going wide right. Got, I believe, Corcoran slot left. Nicholson at running back. Knapp under center, looking to throw, getting some pressure, throws it over the middle. Good ball, almost caught by Peterson. Wouldn't have been enough for the first down, but it'll bring up a 4th down and 10 from the 18.
We had Peterson and Nicholson both standing at the same area, so I got to believe somebody was on the wrong route on that particular, and that's going to happen. 4th down and 10. Titusville obviously going to go for it.
Clock running, of course, 3:20. This game went into Mercy rule at the end of the first half. And now we have a whistle and a timeout. We have a defensive problem for Mercyhurst.
Right, he wants to get a head count.
Getting a head count, then he has enough players. He needs one more. Says so. They had to take a timeout. 3:13 left in the ball game, and as we've been telling you, this game started out really exciting until about midway through the first quarter, and Titusville made a couple of mistakes, and Mercyhurst took advantage of those mistakes, punched some scores in, got up on Titusville, and it's been all downhill for Titusville from that point on.
Getting a breaking news story, 100,000 plus lose power as Hurricane Florence slams North Carolina. Floodwaters wash over beaches into cities. And spoke to Kenny Leach, a retired firefighter for Titusville last night. His daughter just got out of Morehead City. Ryan Eggleston, his family in Titusville, a best friend of mine. He's the sort of the city manager there, so he's staying there. So thoughts and prayers with everybody there.
Tough situation. Knapp looking to throw. He's going to go to the corner. He's got a man there. There's interference.
Caught.
He caught the ball anyway. Nice catch. Nice concentration.
I can't see. Is that Stover?
21.
Yeah,
Larry Stover. Stover's done a nice job. We've seen two catches tonight. That was a contested catch there.
That was the defensive pass interference too.
Well, he jumped right on him, but Stover does a nice job of watching the ball into his hands. And again, last week, Stover with 2 picks in the ball game last week. So Laird Stover on a little bit of a roll here for Titusville, and hopefully they can jump on his back and find out what vitamins he's chewing on. And pass him along.
Low snap, kick is up, and the kick is no good.
I thought he came early, but
and did a little bit. 3:03 to go in the ball game. It is 61-19. You know, you talk about Stover.
That's go to the corner. He's got a man there.
That's that back shoulder throw from Knapp. Now again, we saw Knapp. Can you roll that back a little bit?
Yeah, standing flat-footed.
Yeah, standing flat-footed. This is one of the things they're going to have to talk to. Is we wind this back a little bit.
Yeah, I watched his throwing.
Now he's going to come back. He plants, but then no step in it, and you can see it's all arm.
Sure, yeah, all arm and shoulder.
Yeah, if he steps into that ball, he's going to lead him out into the end zone where the defensive back's not going to have a chance to get back into the play.
But then it might have been incomplete.
Yeah, it could have been incomplete. That's one of the things that we saw earlier in this ball game that killed Titusville with Mercyhurst Prep's passing attack. Is their quarterback does a nice job of laying the ball right over the shoulders. He throws it out there and allows his kids to run under it. But it's still a touchdown. Titusville now cutting that lead 60-19. Special teams, though, extra points still a little bit of an issue. But again, Palma's not out there to hold, and that's the usual.
You know, you're talking about Laird Stover. We watched him last year. He played well last year, but you can see a big growth in his game.
Yes.
From last year to this year. So
Same with Harvey.
Same with Harvey. Yes. Same with a lot of these kids.
Yeah.
So you look at Garrett Knapp, and you see a freshman quarterback, and he throws the ball well. And so it'd be fun to watch him for over the next 3 years to see the growth that happens with him. Kick goes down and on the ground is taken at the 20-yard line. Runner comes out across the 20, 25, the 30, breaks it upfield, across the 40, 45, 50. He's down to Titusville 40, and he's going to take it to the end zone. It's Steve Smith, and he'll take it in for the touchdown.
Steve Smith in for the touchdown.
Same one that ran it back 90 yards in the first quarter. Yeah. So Smith picks up the big gain. And big enough gain, it puts another 6 points on the scoreboard. With one of the Titusville boys picked up the tee and threw it to the other side of Mercyhurst side, and we had to come and get that. A kick beat. So I didn't what's that, about 80 yards?
Yeah, 75 yards. We squib kicked it. I mean, the purpose of the squib kick is to get the coverage and make a tackle, and Titusville just not doing that. So disappointing there.
Extra point attempt coming up as soon as Mercyhurst gets the right number of kids on the field. I would think you'd use your first team, kick team. Waiting for the snap. Placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. 2:42 to go in the ball game. 19, excuse me. Mercyhurst on top. There's another, well, never mind. Let it go.
There just isn't much. There just isn't much to say here. This has been, as excited as we were last week with Titusville's performance against Cochranton and what they did with Cochranton. Tonight is the exact opposite. Has been flipped around. Mercyhurst Prep, other than really the first quarter, pretty much dominated Titusville tonight.
Yeah, they really have. Once they got it under motion, and like I say, they took advantage of all Titusville's miscues, and they put this game out of reach, and then it's just gone downhill from about towards the end of the first quarter. So,
well, let's face it, guys. Coming up here tonight, I don't think we had Luke and I were talking coming up. I don't know if we had a great expectation for this ball game.
Well, actually, I did. I told Luke today I thought Titusville by 7. I didn't count on this. I should have known better. I didn't count the speed into the situation a little bit. I think they are quicker than I thought they would be. But I thought if our line played well, we could match up with them in the line and control things a little bit better than we did.
Yeah, I think, Bill, it was more on which team was going to show up tonight, the team that played Northeast or the team that played Cochranton.
Yeah, that's what we said.
Well, and I said down at the studio there, Luke, it's an if game.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to see what happens next week at Corey with the Rockets.
They'll be back. Don't count this ball club out. And you got a coach who's fired up over there. He's an excited man. Squib kick, and Titusville will cover it at the 34-yard line.
Week after week. I mean, he comes. It's very contagious, Steve. I think he comes in and he's, hey, yeah, we have an issue. We're gonna address it. And
well, the thing that's in, granted, this is only week 4, so we're about, well, I shouldn't say only week 4. This is halfway point.
Yeah,
pretty much 9-game season. At least what is scheduled is a 9-game season. So you're at the halfway point. The thing that I have noticed with Coach Baldwin is, we'll come in and sit down. Now, he does not know anything that I'm going to ask him. I don't send him questions and say, hey, I'm going to ask you this, this, and this, prepare an answer for you. He doesn't get that opportunity. Of course, we're not that organized to give him that opportunity. So he doesn't know what questions I'm going to fire at him, but he's had answers for everything. And yeah, we had a problem with that. We work on it. So, this team's not done yet.
And Hancock also did that with us. I mean, he was very... He didn't care. He liked when you asked him hard questions.
Oh, yeah,
he liked when you asked him some easier questions.
They both, they're not afraid to answer the questions. And there'll be some questions that we'll have for them that'll be tough, kind of tough questions to answer here tonight. Some coaches will, you'll get a very vague at best answer, and Coach Baldwin, like Coach Hancock, he'll say, no, we got to do better here. These guys, whether it's the offensive line, whether it's the skills, we just got to play better.
Second down, 10, Titusville at their own 34. Knapp wants to go deep. He's got a man running deep. Passes complete. No, drop.
That's pass interference.
Pass interference again, though. Yeah, out at the 45-yard line of Mercyhurst
ball.
Yeah, another ball's thrown pretty well. Now, that's
a long throw across field.
That's to Laird Stover again, and the only problem I have with that combination is one's a freshman, I think one's a senior, so that combination is going to have to burn quickly here. If it's, it's not like we're throwing freshman to freshman. Here, Kerr, we're going to see
stepping off the penalty against.
As he comes back and he plants, still needs to work on his step a little bit, but the ball's right there. I mean, his accuracy is pretty good, really good, considering the fact that he's just a freshman. This is the first time he's been on the field in a quote-unquote varsity ball game, although realistically both teams are pretty much playing their JV squads at this point.
After the penalty, it's first down and 10. We're in the last minute of play. Charlie Knapp, listen to me, going back a few years. Intended to Corcoran, it's incomplete.
A few years.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. Yeah, one of my classmates.
Back to 61.
Yeah. What about that? Garrett Knapp passes incomplete, second down. 30 seconds, maybe one more play.
Yeah, you might get one. You'll have to run one more play here. But.
Yeah. So we'll see what is going to be the last play of the game with 20 seconds left to go. Garrett Knapp under center. He's going to look to throw again. He's going to try to go deep. He's being pressured. He's going to pull it down. He's going to run across the 50, the 45, and he'll be brought down there. And that's where the ball game will end. Final score here at Veterans Stadium in Erie. Mercyhurst Prep 68, Titusville Rockets 19. We'll be back with wrap-ups.
Nothing says community more than local sports. Cheering on our favorite teams while our young athletes learn about hard work, teamwork, and building character. At Homerwood, community begins with our employees. Those same traits we look for in our athletes are the same characteristics we look for in our employees. And it shows in the quality of our products that we're proud to stand behind and on. From our employees and their families, we say thank you for making us part of your community. Go Rockets!
Hospital partners, Meadville Medical Center and Titusville Area Hospital together provide a continuum of high-quality care across Crawford County. Both create the ultimate patient experience. Every patient, every time. Meadville Medical Center and Titusville Area Hospital are more than a hospital. We are a hospital partner, a community partner, a family partner, and a health partner.
Fall and football go hand in hand, just like yards and the products made by Steel. At Titusville TrueValue, we offer a full selection of Steel chainsaws, pole saws, leaf blowers, weed eaters, and hedge trimmers to prepare your yard for fun this fall. So get the full lineup of Steel's equipment so the chores are out of the way so you can go out to play. Steel, available now at your Titusville TrueValue. Behind every good project is your Titusville TrueValue. And welcome back to the Corky's Pizza Family Video Post-Game Show. We will have your player of the game coming up in just a little bit. We're going to be going down to the field to Bill McCrillis, who is on the wireless mic tonight, brought to you by the Titusville Dairy Products Company, and tonight by Farmhouse Barbecue. He'll take a moment with Coach Baldwin. We'll get Coach's thoughts on the game. Guys, let's quickly get your thoughts.
Well, we talked about it. We started out
really
well.
All right, thanks, Jim. All right.
I'm done. Your turn.
Yeah,
that's a lot of thinking.
There's not a lot. There's not a lot to say. I mean, let's face it. Tonight, Titusville got their butts handed to them. They had a decent first quarter, exciting play in the first quarter. And I thought after the first quarter, this could be a football game. After that, the mistakes started to happen. The second and longs, third and longs caught us. And from there on out, Mercyhurst Prep just owned the ball game. We couldn't do anything in the run game, which we have to do. Our passing game was not real successful either. It was just a matter of one team really dominating another. We'll go down here. I think Coach Baldwin's making his way over to Bill. Bill?
All right. Hey, Coach, what can we take out of this ball game?
Well, there's always adversity. I said it before. It's tough when you come out and you make mistakes to a good team like this, and you know they put it on us. But the guys stayed together. They fought hard to the end, and you know we'll get better. We're going to get better.
Oh, no doubt about that one, I'll tell you. The first quarter looked really good. You guys looked really super, and just the kind of wheels just went berserk.
You know, you turn the ball over, and then, you know, you get some penalties and stuff. I don't think we were too bad penalty-wise, but turning the ball over on drives, you just can't do it to a team like this, so.
Okay, injuries? Anything major? Nothing? Just little nings?
I think we'll be all right. We got 4 days before we have to practice again, being that it's a Thursday night. So we'll be ready to go. We'll get better.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah, go ahead.
As coach, what was the thought process on the decision to go for it on 4th down on a short field?
Okay. They want to know what the thought process was when the 4th down in the short field, going for the 1st down. You had about a yard to go, 2 yards?
Yeah, typically I wanted to go quarterback sneak there because it was wide. I mean, it was wide open either way. Got a little confusion in the huddle. I mean, second, you look back and maybe you should have punted, but I thought we could get it, and it got screwed up in the huddle. So
hey, it's a learning process.
Yep.
Next week, Corey?
Yes.
We're looking forward to that. What do you think?
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Well, let's we'll go back. We'll watch film of this a little bit. Get ready for Corey. They're gonna be tough and ready to play. So we have to have a good week of practice and get going at it.
All right. We'll let you get back with all the guys up there, Coach.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Thank you.
All right. There you go, guys. Coach Baldwin.
Well, and that's interesting there what he had said there, because he wanted to run a quarterback sneak, and the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. That's what he wanted. Apparently there's some confusion in the Titusville huddle, and they called a different play.
He wanted to give him the hard count too, and it just didn't turn out.
Turn out that way. Hey, at that point, I'm sure Coach felt like the wheels are starting to come off my ball club. I got to do something to try to get a little bit of life in them, and it just didn't work out. So, it's not a question to criticize Coach. It's just, what were you thinking when you made that decision? And I'm not sure that I 100% disagree with it, but it's a gutsy call.
Well, somebody saw something up here in the booth that he could get that quarterback sneak, and so they just took a gamble. And,
like what you said, Steve. Sometimes you just have to do something that's going to provide a spark.
Yeah. You're looking to change. It's like a quarter. It's like in basketball, you'll see it a lot of times where coaches will call timeouts because the game's getting away from his team. He wants to slow it down and talk to him a little bit, so he'll call the timeout to break momentum. That's kind of what he was hoping to do, was to turn momentum a little bit to his team.
All righty, guys, one more timeout. We'll come back and bring you the player of the game. Final here from Erie Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Rockets fall to the Lakers 68-19. Rocket football will continue right after this, and this is the Corky's Pizza Family Video post-game show. We'll be right back.
Are you moving at the speed of business? File transfers, multiple locations, video chat. Companies these days are using more data than ever, and it's got to be fast. With gigabit internet from Armstrong Business Solutions, you can keep up with the pack no matter what size your company is. We can provide your business a reliable connection to our advanced fiber optic network with speeds from 100 megs up to 10 gigs per second. Get your business in the fast lane. Armstrong Business Solutions. Your business is our business.
So State Farm will be here to help protect our home.
Of course.
What about here?
Yep. Nice.
Okay. Here?
Mm-hmm. Who puts tinfoil in the microwave?
Here? Here? Here?
Feels a little awkward.
A little. Here?
You too.
So cold.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Oil Creek Plastics, the industry leader in polyethylene pipe, is proud to be a part of the Titusville community and a proud sponsor of Titusville High School athletics. Located off Route 27 in East Titusville, Oil Creek Plastics has been a vested part of the Titusville community for 28 years. At Oil Creek Plastics, we take pride in supporting our community and are thrilled to bring instant and slow motion replay to the stream's Titusville Rockets sports broadcasts. In Titusville and here to stay, Oil Creek Plastics. Best of luck to the Titusville Rockets.
Interstate Pipe and Supply is proud to announce their celebration of 50 years in business. Holding true to their motto, service means business, they offer a full knowledgeable staff, full fleet of trucks, and large product offering. They are not just a plumbing location, but a one-stop shop assisting homeowners and contractors quickly and efficiently. They have been a primary pipe supplier in Titusville for 40-plus years. Good luck to the Titusville Rockets this year, and thank you for making Interstate Titusville's premier pipe supplier. Anderson Physical Therapy is committed to your long-term health and well-being. With certified licensed therapists, Andersons can provide therapy for all your rehabilitation needs. With offices located at 202 Union Street in Titusville and 118 Main Street, Tityute, Anderson looks forward to opening their new location in Cambridge Springs, making it convenient for you to get back to doing the things you enjoy. So stay on top of your game with Anderson Physical Therapy, with convenient locations in Northwest Pennsylvania and online 24/7 at andersonphysicaltherapy.net. Community Connect Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit, member-owned financial institution, and becoming a member is pretty easy. Stop in, call, or visit our website at communityconnectfcu.com and click Join to get started. Ask about our money market accounts, low-interest loans on new and used vehicles, or start saving for the holidays with a Christmas Club account. Visit us today to get started. We're Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street, Titusville. And welcome back to the Corky's Pizza and Subs Family Video post-game show. Guys, your player of the game tonight.
Well, it's very difficult because you get blown out 68-19. Not a whole lot of good things happened out there. I will comment that I thought Parker Harvey ran hard. Didn't get much of a chance to get through. Like we mentioned several times in the game, got hit at the line of scrimmage. Didn't get his couple step start to get going. Played hard all games, and they all did.
Laird Stover had a good ball game.
Stover played
particularly
well.
When the freshman quarterback came in and started throwing the ball. He had a couple of nice catches.
Nicholson played well.
Nicholson played well.
I thought,
again, we had
Jacobson.
Jacobson played well. Partridge played well up front, but we just didn't get enough up there. Realistically, looking at, when you go back and you look at this ball game, really the big spark was the kick return.
Yeah.
Hope we had all hoped would get us going and keep us up throughout this ball game by Landon Palma. And so, realistically, that's the big play of the game, and for that reason, Landon Palma is our Corky's Pizza Family Video Player of the Game.
All right, guys. Next week we are on the road once again.
Yep, Corey coming up, and that's going to be a big ball game. Corey comes in, and they have a big line. I looked at the roster, as I mentioned earlier, and so we're going to have to get back to the drawing board and put things together and come up with a win. That's an absolute must-win if we want to have any hopes at all of getting an extra ball game in at the end of the season in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, you can't lose.
Win them all now.
Yeah, you got to win them all. If it's a region ball game, there's no ands, ifs, or buts. You got to win it.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, guys? Bill? It was muggy down there.
Yeah, it was a little muggy down there, but it's a lot hotter up here where I'm at with you guys.
A lot of hot air up here, is what you're saying?
Yeah. That's what I was saying, yeah. But, no, I thought Titusville, they didn't play an outstanding ball game by any means, but there was highlights of the ball game. I really like watching the kids. But like Coach said, go back to the drawing board, go to the films, and be ready again next Friday night.
About all they can do. And a little long week now. We had a short week for this game. They get a little extra time to rest up, get some bruises out of the way, and pick it all up again for Corey next Friday.
Yeah, because you're going to go back after what we saw here tonight. You got to tackle better, so they're going to go back to tackling drill. So give the kids the weekend off, rest up, heal up a little bit, and come back at her.
It looked like Palma had ice on his knee, so I'm not sure what that was, but he was walking pretty good down there at the end of the ball game.
Yeah, he'll get it together. He'll be fine.
Hey, it's only Thursday night. A lot of big Week 4 ball games coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, there are big games, and we're going to cover one of those. The Oil City General McLean ball game. We'll be doing that ball game from General McLean High School, and that's going to be. I'm looking forward to that.
High atop.
From high atop.
It's General McLean High School.
We'll be about as high as we are tonight, and hopefully it'll it'll be, well, of course, we won't have any emotion tied in.
No, it'll be interesting to do a ball game where you really have no emotional attachment to anything.
We can rip the snot out of it.
That's right. So I'm going to guarantee you right now, neither team's going to play well.
Well, good, because it's going to be on 2 cable networks. So
that's right. Yeah.
We'll take the neutral approach tomorrow for the first time ever, I think. No, looking forward to it. Another big matchup tomorrow is Cambridge Springs Maplewood. And Maplewood, I think they lost last week, but they've had quite a season so far, Steve. And
they're putting up a lot of points.
They are. They got some talented players. The McFadden brothers have been amazing to watch this season.
Yeah, they're putting up a lot of points if they can control an opposing offense. They're going to do well. They've got a lot of good things going on over at Maplewood this year.
All right, Adam, nice job once again, buddy. Adam Bodemer, our camera operator tonight. Bill McCrillis on the wireless mic. Steve and Jim, I'm Luke. Thank you so much for joining us. Our coverage is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, by Oil Creek Plastics, by Interstate Pipe and Supply, by Larry's Auto Service, by TrueValue Hardware, by Armstrong, by Anderson Physical Therapy, by Titusville Dairy Products Company, by Meadville Medical Center, Titusville Area Hospital, by Joe Taylor Ford, by The Barking Lot, by Community Connect Federal Credit Union, by the Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home. They're going to get a phone call from me here soon. From Homerwood, by Clifford's Carpets and Waterbeds, by Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning, by Family Video, and by Corky's Pizza and Subs.